It's something else I wanted to address. Because people are weird, man. People are just weird. It's random and it's out of this world. It's weird. It don't make any sense. So we're gonna talk about it. The people are out of their mind. I'm not understanding why. It's just weird. People are just so out of their mind. I don't know who started this trend. Being on Facebook, dating. I see it on Facebook. I see it all over the internet about dating single mothers and people trashing single mothers. And I see, especially in the black community, they're trashing single mothers. Don't date a single mother. Single mothers are weak. Single mothers are this and that. If you date a single mother, something's wrong with you. Let me tell y'all something, man. If you take, like I said yesterday, if you take in this toxic bull crap, you're gonna wind up by yourself forever. I don't know why people. What about the? Why you have all your attention towards blaming women, towards blaming mothers, single mothers. Why don't you blame the guys that nutted in them and got them pregnant and ran off? Why don't you blame the guys that caused them to be a single mother? No accountability is given towards men. That's why I don't like. We live in a generation of men that lack accountability. They don't want to be told what they're doing. They want to blame women for everything, for all their problems, for everything that goes on. Why their life is miserable, why their life is crazy. They want to blame women for it. And if you do that, you got problems, man. You need to really, really look in the mirror. You're blaming single mothers. You're blaming women for this. You're blaming women for having this problem, for that problem, for this problem. If a man was created to be the leader, it says a lot about you, buddy. It doesn't say a lot about women. It says a whole lot about you. You're just it's something's going on with you, man. And I don't understand why single mothers are getting all the blame for everything. Why women are getting all the blame for everything when it comes to relationships. Why they have to take on all the blame. I'm not understanding this. When it's actually your poor choices that you've made. And I'm not understanding the lack of accountability. I got tons of content on here. I'll look at it's weird, man. People are crazy. And y'all are sucking this stuff up. Y'all are sucking this stuff up. It's men on all over the internet, all over Facebook, sucking this crap up, saying you shouldn't date single moms, you shouldn't do all this stuff. Y'all are sucking this junk up. Y'all are just eating it up. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with y'all. And I don't care who says anything about it. I got a problem with y'all. If you got, if you sitting here blaming single mothers for stuff, I have a problem with you. You don't have to like me. You don't have to do nothing. But I have an issue with you if you sitting around saying don't date single moms because they're horrible women or something's wrong with them or they don't have. Shut up. Shut up. I have a problem with you because you're what's wrong with the community. You are what's wrong with this community. That's why dating and relationships don't work. It ain't the women. It's the men. The men suck. And you can call me a simp. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care. You can suck off. Yeah, women have their problems. Yeah, women have their issues, whatever. But men are leaders. Men, we are innovators. We control the narrative, not the women. So if you, so women, and also women are responsive creatures. They respond to how men act. They respond to how men handle things. So if they're out of control, it's because who's letting them be out of control? You. Okay? So let's stop all this nonsense. Let's stop blaming women for our problems. Let's stop doing it. How about we accept the responsibility and accountability for what we're going through, for what we've done, for what we've chosen? How about that? Let's stop blaming single mothers for our lives being ruined. You're an idiot. You're out of your mind, man. People are crazy. I don't know what's going on with people. I don't know, and they're making money off y'all ignorance. Because it's not single moms that's the problem. If you date a single mom, that don't necessarily mean you're gonna be used. You're gonna be crazy. It don't mean anything. You have some amazing women that are single moms. Let's just stop all of this stuff. Let's just stop this nonsense. Y'all can believe what y'all want, man. Y'all can believe all this toxic red pill crap if y'all want to. And I was told I'm not an alpha male because I don't believe in to feed into the horrible logic that they have. You're not an alpha male because you believe in dating single mother. Shut up. Shut up. I talk crazy to men. I talk crazy to women. Anybody that's want to spew lies and try to get me to believe they lies, they bull crap. I tell them in a minute, no, I'm not believing that garbage. It's garbage. It's garbage. Red pill is trash. The red pill community is trash. It's the most trash and the most toxic, counterproductive thing I've ever seen on the internet. Y'all are the most counterproductive community ever on earth. Quote unquote alpha male, quote unquote manosphere. I'm just trying to understand it. The late Kevin Samuels, Thomas Sotomayor, all this, they are the worst thing that happened to the black community. They're poison. Telling men to stay away from women. Telling men to if they're single moms, they're trash. And telling just talking crazy to women. They're the most counterproductive, poisonous thing that has ever happened to the black community outside of crack cocaine. Telling men they don't need women, all this crazy stuff. If a woman is acting crazy and talking crazy to you and not respecting you, why would you want to entertain her in the first place? How about you get a woman that does respect you, that does care about you, that does love you? How about that? Like I said, there are multiple types of women. Just find one that does. All this crazy stuff, blaming all single women, all single mothers, blaming all black women for your bullcrap. It's just inexcusable. It just shows how much of a douchebag you are. I'm just saying, it's just not. Before I go into these, I just had to get all this stuff off my chest before I go into these videos because I'm sick and tired of seeing men blame single mothers. Every time I look on the internet, oh, single mothers are this, single mothers are bad, single mothers are horrible, single mothers are terrible. Y'all are wimps. Y'all are sissies. You're a bunch of crybaby sissy men for sitting here blaming single women, blaming women for your problems. You're a sissy. You're a sissy. Because any adult takes responsibilities. You're acting like a little kid, dude. If you believe that single women are the problem, you're a little sissy. You're a wuss. You're weak. Okay? You're weak. Stop blaming women and go get help. You need professional help. You need a life. You need to actually turn off the computer and go somewhere and actually go places where all this crap, all this bull crap ain't being discussed. Because something's wrong with you. If you think that single women are the reason why you can't get a date, you really need to look in the mirror, buddy. It's not single women. It's probably something you're doing. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you want to call me a simp. I don't care if you want to what you want to call me. I don't care if you want to try to roast me or say I'm not alpha male. No, I really don't care. I truly don't care about your feelings when it comes to the truth. Because this sucks. This community is garbage. The red pill community is trash. You can say what you want. You can believe how you feel. The red pill community, I will say it in front of your face. The red pill community is trash. If you think that it's okay to sit there and disrespect women for no reason, women that have done nothing to you, women that ain't said nothing to you, you talking crazy to them if you think that's going to get you a date, you're out of your mind. If you think just talking crazy to them, single mothers just talking trash to single mothers, even though you've probably made 2 or 3 single mothers. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. You've probably created 2 or 3 single mothers, and then you want to turn around and bash single mothers. You're an idiot. How about you hold yourself accountable for a change? If you don't, I'm not understanding why you can't hold yourself accountable, why you have to blame the women you got pregnant for your problems. You decided to nut in them, dude. If you don't like what I'm saying, just screw off, man. I'm tired of this toxic stuff. I'm tired of toxic men destroying our community. And you might as well, you sound like a feminist, your mammy. Okay? I'm not sounding like a feminist. I sound like real life stuff. This is real life stuff. If you blame other people for your problems, you're never going to get anywhere in life. This is just life stuff. If you step to any real man blaming a woman for your problems, he going to think something wrong with you. He going to think you're a punk. He going to look crazy at you. Okay, what are you doing? I know they're gonna ask you, what are you doing with yourself? But y'all continue to do all that all y'all want. Y'all continue to sit there and blame women for your problems. You continue to sit there and blame women for all your hurt, all your pain, all your issues, and not seek help and not get what you need to be a man all you want. You can do that all you want. You could do all of that stuff if you want to. I'm not doing it. I refuse to spend my whole life blaming women, being miserable, being depressed, being angry at women, being crazy concerning the marriage that women have. I refuse to do that. I'd rather live in peace. So if anybody got a problem with that, you can screw off. It's just what it is. I don't care. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how nobody feel about it. If you think I'm have some type of negative thoughts toward me for that, I don't care. I honestly don't. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. It's just what it is, man. I'm because I'm sick and tired of toxicity in our community, and it's just ruining our community. Telling men to treat women like crap. I'm sick and tired of hearing that. I'm sick and tired of people posting stuff like this. People telling women just treat them like crap, or just do this. If you take them on a date, you're obligated. If you take a woman on a date, she's obligated to sleep with you. What kind of stuff is that? What kind of stuff is that? She has to sleep with you if you take her on a couple of dates. Are you kidding me, man? What do you? I'm not understanding this stuff. She ain't obligated to do jack to you. She ain't obligated to do nothing. She don't want to give herself to you. She's not obligated. So all this old crazy stuff, you can take this crazy advice you want to. She ain't obligated to do nothing. She's not. You could believe that mess if you want to. Now, if you find a woman that's willing to give it up on the first night, that's your business. That's y'all's business. I'm not gonna judge you on that. I'm not even gonna go into the details on that because I you know what I'm saying, I have a different philosophy, different beliefs. But if that's y'all, what y'all want to do is y'all business. But she's not obligated to sleep with you just because you took her on a few dates. Get that bull crap out of here. I can't stand it. I can't stand it any longer. People are making money off of this, all false, sending out false information, giving false teachings when it comes to marriage, giving false teachings when it comes. I can't stand it anymore. I just can't stand it anymore. I'm sick of it. It's time for somebody to tell the freaking truth. This sucks. Y'all content is trash. I know we supposed to respect the dead. Kevin Samuels' content was garbage. He was pure garbage. His content was trash, okay? He's telling men that she has to sleep with him on the first date. Pure garbage. Telling the way he talked to women, the way he handled women, the way he mistreated women. You can get a message across without disrespecting people live on the air. Now I understand what he was going after, but a lot of the information he was giving out was bull. It was a bunch of bull crap, okay? You can hate me, whatever. I don't care. I honestly don't. His content was garbage. I watched his live streams just to learn and observe. There were some points he made that were true, but the rest of it was trash. You can say what you want about me. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says about me. I'm not afraid to tell the truth. I'm not afraid to be disliked. I'm not afraid to be any of that garbage. I'm going to speak how I want to speak. I'm going to talk how I want to talk. If you don't like it, you can go somewhere else. Kevin Samuels content, the Red Pill content, Fresh and Fit content, their content they're successful because they're feeding off the hurt and anger that men go through. They're fueling off of their hurt. They're giving falsified information. They're arguing with Instagram chicks on the internet. All these people use false information to line their pockets. They're making money off of you guys. It's all a money game. It's all about money. They're lying. It's a bunch of lies. There's nothing wrong with single moms. It's all an individual thing. If that individual person has poor character, whether she's a single mom, whether she's married, whether she's divorced, it doesn't matter where she is in life. If she has poor character, then she's gonna suck. It doesn't matter where she is, whether she's a single mom or not. Y'all, I don't know where y'all getting this narrative from. She's a single mom, so she's only for no one's gonna want her. Shut up. I'm sick and tired of hearing that garbage. It's garbage. You being lied to. Y'all are being lied to. Y'all are being scammed. Y'all are being ripped off. They tell y'all to leave women alone so y'all can send them money. They're going on vacations and they're dating they're getting single moms pregnant. They're going around every time Sotomayor talked. Every time you look up, he had a new baby. He told y'all to stay away from black women, but every time you look up, he got a new black baby mama. Y'all believe in this crap. Y'all can believe this junk if y'all want to. Even with Kevin Samuels. He wouldn't get a lot of women pregnant, but you best believe he was dealing with black women. He was dealing with all different types of women. He telling y'all to stay away from women. But he going around messing with all different types of women. I'm not judging him based off that, but they're telling you to leave women alone, and they're going around screwing everybody they can see. Just think about that for a minute. I'm just saying, y'all gotta think. They're not following the advice they're giving y'all. They're telling y'all to do all this old crazy stuff, and they're not doing it. They don't even believe it. I'm just saying, y'all can go for that if y'all want to, man. Y'all can go for that crap if y'all want to. Y'all really can't. I don't care. Avoid single mothers. Y'all are crazy if y'all believe that. If y'all believe that's legitimate advice, I don't know what to tell y'all. Ain't nothing wrong. If you really like that person, if y'all value each other and y'all willing to make it work out, who cares, man? Y'all gotta stop listening to these crazy guys on the internet. See, I'm telling you what life is. I'm not telling you you don't need to date this person or you should date them. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you to think. I just want people to think. I want folks to start thinking for themselves. You have to make your own decisions based off where you're going and what you're trying to accomplish. Single mothers might not be the best situation for you and your situation. Every situation is different for everybody. Some people can take on a single mom. If you have financial stability and you can take on, you really like this woman and you don't mind taking in her and her son, okay, that's fine. There are plenty of single moms that get married and the man takes the kids in like it's nothing and becomes the husband and the stepfather and the father figure. It happens all the time. We got to stop thinking and pretending like it doesn't happen. I'm sick and tired of these guys. I call them out every day on Facebook. I'm calling them out now. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing that kind of junk. Single moms, you can't date them, or you're not alpha. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. Please shut up. You sound weak. You sound like a wimp. You're a sissy. Let's watch this video.
GotPrint
There's a few of them I'm gonna watch.
Ways to grow your business.
That's fast.
With easy design tools,
Crazy
fast service, and affordable.
Y'all are crazy.
What's up, guys? It's Josh. Today we're going to talk about why you...
I'm going to talk about why... I'm going to rip him apart if he says anything crappy. I don't care.
You should never date a single mom.
You look like a douchebag.
I know this one's going to bring a little hate, so wait till the very end before you decide to...
It ain't bringing hate. I'm just going to speak truth. I'm not going to bring hate. I'm just going to speak truth on why your philosophy why your philosophy sucks.
Judge. So, reason number one is you are never going to come first.
Who cares? What are you talking about? If you're trying to court a woman with kids, you have to understand that her kids are going to come first. It's unrealistic. You're out of your mind if you believe that you're just meeting this woman for the first time and then she's going to put you automatically before her kids. I see men whining and crying on the internet about this. They're not going to put me first. You're a whiny bastard, aren't you? You're whiny. You gotta grow some balls, man. You gotta grow some hair on your balls. You're just whining and crying. You think that she's gonna put you before her kids and she just met you. What is this trend about this? That's for husbands. Husbands come before the kids. Husbands. Not some idiot that she just met. Not some loser on the streets. You got to be out of your mind if you believe she's going to let some guy that she doesn't even hardly know come in there. And let's define coming first. If you think that she's going to stop taking care of her children to just cater to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just neglect her child, something's wrong with you. That's the problem. That what was going on in generations before, where women put their men before their kids. Look what happened. They got molested. They got touched. They got violated. They got assaulted. They got all kind of crazy stuff. They got abused. They became broken. They grew up with all kind of crazy stuff. And a lot of women saw that. That happened to them growing up, and they decided, hey, I'm not gonna let that happen to my child. I don't want my child to grow up like me, because my mother put her significant other before me, and I was abused, I was assaulted, I was sexually assaulted. Okay? How about they don't want to repeat? You ever thought about that? You guys are losers, man.
You can even ask him this or read a dating
That's just completely unrealistic if you think that she's going to put you before her child.
profile. I have kids and they'll come first no matter what.
Exactly. What's wrong with that? I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with that. Of course they are. If y'all are just dating, these guys are losers.
My children will.
And if you're, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this in alpha male groups on purpose. I want them to be angry with me. I want to make them upset because I don't care. I don't care how they feel. I don't care about their feelings. Make them cry, or they're gonna try to roast me or what. I don't care. I'm gonna post this in every alpha male group that I know because I'm sick of this garbage.
Always come first.
I'm going to dedicate some of my life's work to undoing all the toxicities the red pill has built up, because they are destroying the black community.
Yeah, no shit. That's obvious. Of course your kids are going to come first. We wouldn't think anything else. You don't have to display it or make it like...
Yes, they do, because you got a lot of guys out here. You got a lot of idiotic morons out here that believe they should come before a woman's kids, and he just met her. Whatever she want to put on her page, she could put it on her page. Yes, they do have to display it, because some guys are idiots. They think they should come before the kids, even though he just met her. I want to take you out. I want to spend. You come over here and chill. Well, I ain't got nobody to watch my kid. Man, I just want to spend time with you. You don't care about me. You're an idiot.
Some noble woman because you want to take care of your kids. We understand this. This is a given. We know that your kids are going to come first.
If she wants to post that, so what? There's no big deal on that.
So men, this means you're never going to be the priority. These
That's not what that means.
kids and their bad attitudes are going to take priority over you.
Not always. That's not always the case. That means you have to, that means you have to understand, if she has kids, her decision to date you is based off she has to create a healthy environment for her and her children. You can't just come in and treat her any kind of way or disrespect. She has to take into consideration how her kids are going to think, how her kids are going to feel, and how they're going to grow up. If you want, we have not, because we have. If you want things in life, you have to make it known. So why wouldn't she display that on her page if she wants her kids to come first? I'm not understanding.
You disagree with them, she takes their side. If there's a
Not always.
problem, she takes their side. They're
Not always.
her children, they're her flesh and blood.
They want you to believe all this crap. It applies to all single mothers, all women. It doesn't apply to all single mothers. Yeah, I've seen single mothers that do act like this. I've seen it, but that's not 100% of them. We got to stop thinking all women have one specific stereotype. That's just ludicrous.
They're her DNA. They're part of her. They're not your kids. They're not your DNA. You're not their dad.
What does that mean?
There is a difference. There's physiological differences with pheromones and things like that. You bring a sexually mature man into a house with a girl, it's going to induce her to go into puberty earlier than she would have,
I guess.
being in that situation. And think about for the boys too. You bring another man in my house that's going to fuck my mom, good luck. You're going to fuck these kids up. If you get together with someone, take an oath before God to stay with them for better or for worse, and then decide to bail, you should get no more options to marry again or get another mate or anything like that. You take your kids and you go raise them. You don't bring
Where's he getting all this from?
somebody else in to fuck up their life. It's not fair to them. Reason number 2 that I have for not dating a single mother is the amount of time and effort that you're going to put into this. And not just time and effort, that's fine, but you can put in huge amounts of time and teaching these kids things and bonding and all this fun stuff. And then if things don't work out, you don't even get the courtesy of saying goodbye. That'll confuse them. Well, of course, because this is a confusing situation. And of course it's not good for them either. But it hurts. You get attached to these kids, which are easier to get attached to than the woman because they're sweet and innocent and they're awesome. And then you don't even get to say goodbye.
Again, it's not all women. It's not the case for everybody. Some women actually allow. Some women actually prefer the man to still be involved in the kid's life, even if they don't work out. So it's not. Again, it's not all women. We gotta stop.
That one will do a number on you too. If none of the other ones fuck you up, that one will. Okay, and then we come.
It won't. It doesn't because it doesn't apply to all women. So I'm not just gonna take all this crap in as if it's just the end all and be all.
To the part of money. Obviously, it's going to be more money if you're going into a situation like this. This is one that you should have thought of.
Again, it's a personal preference. If you decide to date a single mother, you do have to understand that her kids are involved. It's a package deal. And some women prefer to just take care of their own kids and they just want to get to know you and spend time with you. Again, it just goes back to whatever type of woman you're dealing with. Some women would want you to contribute to their kids. Some women would just, some women don't want to even introduce you to their kids until they're comfortable with you. Different types of women. I don't want to sound like a broken record. Okay? The different types of women. Don't believe this crap. It doesn't apply to all women.
To be honest with you, I kind of liked buying extravagant Christmas gifts and toys and just cool stuff and spending money on kids. But if you are limited as far as resources go, just know that your $10 fast food run just turned into a $40 or $50 bill every time. So there is a financial component. That's one that you should anticipate going into it. And for reason number 3, it is going to be very easy for this woman to leave you. Especially if she was married to these children's biological father. You don't think it was a big step for her to walk out or leave in that situation? You're just another guy. You're not the kid's dad. You're not anybody really. For her to make the decision to leave that guy before was a big decision. Now for you, you're just another guy. You're not the dad.
If you go through life with this mindset, you'll stay. This is depressing. If you go through life with this kind of mindset, guys, you don't stand a chance. Why would you go through life thinking like this? She's just gonna leave you. She's just gonna. Man, who thinks like this? This stuff is depressing, man.
You're nothing like that. It's an easy move. At the end of the day, guys, being a single mom is not an easy job, and it comes with a lot of problems. So that means you're signing up to voluntarily take on those problems and make them your problems.
Duh, it's any relationship.
Which you can do if that's what you decide to do. But just know there are a lot of beautiful young women out there with no kids looking for a nice man with no kids also that you can start a family with and grow together. So if you get with someone who already has kids, you're not going to learn together.
That's their preference. If they want to do that, that's their preference. If they want to come in and take on those kids, that's their preference. I'm not gonna belittle men. You got men out here. I'm not saying he's doing it, but you got men out here that will belittle other men for taking on. You take on another woman's kids. You're simping. Why would you degrade somebody for their choice? Just being a jack off, man.
They've already been through the deal. They've had the baby's dad. They've done the bonding thing. It's just another go around for them. If it's something that you do want to get into a relationship, have kids, go for the whole family thing, start fresh. Start with someone new. At the very least.
If they want to start with somebody that already has kids, that's their business.
And there's some extreme situations where maybe some guy died in an accident and has a wife and kids. That's going to be a little bit different situation in my mind.
And for some reason, we want a woman to take on our kids, but we're not willing to take on theirs. That's weird.
Rather than if She got together,
It's just
spread her
weird, man.
legs
It's
for
weird.
the wrong guy.
It's
It
weird.
didn't work out.
We do it all the time, but we get mad at women for doing it. It's just weird.
And now she's a single mom. So that shows poor judge of character.
We do it all the time. You got men with 5 baby mamas bashing women for being a single mom. I'm not understanding. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you? Let's keep going. Whatever.
Which is a bad decision. They made the bad decisions. They're going to have to live with them. It's their problem, not yours.
And why would we tell all men to do this? Avoid single moms. All men should avoid single moms. And you got men with kids trying to avoid single moms. But they making babies everywhere. I want y'all to think about that for a second.
So don't make it your problem. Until next time, talk to you then.
Whatever, man.
With Instacart, you can choose from hundreds of retail.
Whatever. Cause I don't like this stuff, man. Let's talk about it. Let's do this guy.
Bill with the cat, and then maybe you come in like 5th, 6th, or 7th or something like that.
Not always.
But often what ends up happening, fellas, is you're really not that much of a priority to her.
I'm not seeing. You are if you establish a bond, if you prove that you're a father figure and a good addition to her life. Once she sees your value and your worth, you'll be a priority. So I'm not understanding.
Crazy video for you today.
She's not your.
I've dated single moms, and they actually did put me in priority with their children. So let's stop this. Let's stop pretending like they can't do this, because I've dated single moms, and they did value me as the man in their life, and they did give me authority over their children. So we got to stop pretending like all women do this.
Yours is just your turn. A woman should be a complement to your life, not the focus.
Do the work.
Women do not care about your struggles. They hang out at the finish line and they pick the winners.
Not always.
What is up, my brothers from another mother? Listen, in this video, I want to cover an important topic when it comes to 5 important things you guys need to recognize when it comes to getting involved in a long-term basis with single moms. So let's hop straight into this, because over the course of the years, I've done a lot of coaching calls with the guys, and I've got a call booked next week with a guy that's very high profile, makes over $250,000 a year, very successful in his field, but he's very, very badly tied up on a single mom that basically abandoned him, left him. He's got one-itis for it. So let's hop into the 5 things. Now, before we go into it, I want to say this. Yes, I know there's some ladies out there that are going to be like, not all women are like that. There's unicorns out there. Congratulations. Your unicorn ribbon is in the mail. It's coming your way. But on a balance of probabilities, these are the 5 most important things, guys, that you really, really need to be a hell of a lot more attentive to, so you don't wind up in a situation where you can't function or you have some issues getting over a lost one, usually the single mom. Number 1, cuckoldry. Now, if you're not familiar with what cuckoldry is, this is probably one of the biggest factors that most smart guys, when they're navigating the sexual marketplace, will pass on single moms, because usually the biggest reward when it comes to children is the fact that they carry your DNA and your last name. It's such an important thing that when you get into Hollywood pieces or media pieces that involve royalty or anything that's regal, for example, let's take Game of Thrones as a recent example. You heard throughout the entire series, well, he's not a Stark, and that's what the consistency is when it comes to cuckoldry is, it is important, but it's so important to men as fathers that they know that their name is passed on. Right? They know that their name carries meaning, and that name with its DNA is passed on. And when you get involved with a single mom and you start to raise her kids, you're basically raising another man's children. You're a cuck.
Why does that make you a cuck? Because you're raising another man's kids. I'm not getting it. It takes a village to raise them anyway. So what makes you a cuck? What makes you a beta male for doing that? Y'all gotta stop talking down to people for just wanting for their decision. It's strange. Very strange to me.
There's animals in the wild that'll basically drop their eggs in the nest of other birds, more specifically, and those dumb birds will raise the eggs that are hatched as their own. They don't pay attention to the details, and that's really what guys get themselves into when they get wound up with single moms. Is they end up getting.
You can't compare a specific animal to a human being. That doesn't make them a cuck. It just makes them interested in the mother, so they took her in as a package deal. That's all it is. There's nothing else to that. There's nowhere really other real explanation. He's interested in the woman. He took the kids in as a package deal. He raised them, and they have a happy family. I don't see anything wrong with that. You toxic people have to go, man.
Cuckolded, where they end up essentially applying their tools, resources, and everything to the genetic investment of another man. It's not particularly.
Who cares?
Rewarding. It's often used as a.
It can be if y'all build a happy family together, have a good marriage. It can be very rewarding, and because a lot of the times the kids see that man as their actual father. I'm just not understanding how that could not be possible.
Disparaging term on the internet these days. It's usually the number one reason why most guys pass on it. And if that's not enough for you, I got 4 more coming your way. All right, let's hit on number 2. So the second problem with getting involved on a long-term basis with single moms, fellas, is you've got 100% responsibility with 0% authority. What I mean by that is when the children, her children specifically, need something.
That's only some single mothers. You have some that do that, and they're probably not dateable. But you have to, if y'all are together, y'all are in a relationship, and she, and a lot of times it's because the kids are already grown or whatever. But that's something. All that stuff should be assessed before y'all even get in a serious relationship or get married. You have to assess what type of woman this is. If you can't have any authority and she got small kids that are bad and she won't let you have any authority over them, that's just something y'all should assess then. This is an individual type problem. This is not all single mothers. This is not all single mothers. We got to stop thinking like that. We got to stop doing this. It's just counterproductive. It's toxic, and it's not going to get you anywhere in life.
Something, resources, your time to fix something, cars broken, tuition's due for college or university or something like that. They're our children. But when it comes time to discipline them or to enforce boundaries, most guys often find that they're her children at that time. And that's not a great deal for guys because you're basically used like an ATM. You're used to facilitate her new world order, the conditions that she wants her children to live in, to benefit from specifically. So understand.
Again, all these things should be talked about before y'all get married. Okay, where do you see yourself in life? Expectations and all this stuff should be addressed before you even get together in a serious relationship. These things should be discussed. You should know where she's going, what she wants, what she expects. All this stuff is, I'm just when you get to a certain point in your life, you start discussing this stuff before you get with a woman. You don't go off, hey, you're cute, you're hot, let's get together. If you think like that, you're still not ready. It's all about expectations. What is she trying to do? Where is she trying to go? What are her goals? How does she want to raise her children? If those things are different from the way you think, obviously she's probably not it. If you're not willing to compromise. It's just you start thinking like that when you get older. When you start learning and how life works. I don't care how you feel about her. I don't care how in love you are with her. If y'all are way different, vastly apart when it comes to that kind of stuff, compatibility. I ain't saying just naked compatibility. I'm just saying like how she thinks, how she wants to raise her kids, her values, her goals, her views. Y'all at least have to be similar.
That if you do get involved with a single mom, not only one, are you being cucked, but number 2,
you're not being cucked.
For the most part, you're going to end up having 100% responsibility with no authority.
Not really.
Now, that's just the tip.
It all depends on the mother.
To the iceberg if you're involved in the relationship. Usually it doesn't end there. Usually it lasts a little bit longer, especially if you're living in a way that the state determines would be considered a marriage, whether it's common law, whatever it is that it's going to be called where you live in the world. But there's many cases that I've come across where guy gets involved with a woman with children in tow from prior relationship or relationships in some case. Sometimes it's many kids from several different fathers. And, they're together for a few years, and for whatever reason, things don't work out. She wants to bounce and ends the relationship. He may have, during that period of time, paid off all of her debt, paid for tuition, school, things.
You dream, you plan, you work. Every hour, every day, every night. There is no such thing as a small business.
I don't care.
Things for her kids, and he can be on the hook over the long term for child support for children that aren't even his.
That's not true at all. Only time you could be on the hook for child support for kids that aren't yours is if you do some kind of court order where you adopt those kids or something like that. Other than that, it's not true, man.
I don't know if there is a greater reason why you should consider avoiding getting deeply involved with single mothers than that, but that'll...
Because if they try to press you for child support, if you don't have legal custody, then they're not... I mean, there's no way she could legally press child support papers. All it takes is a DNA test.
Alone, make it like if the state is going to make you or hold you accountable and responsible for children that you did not father, it's absolutely absurd to me. Men knowing this, there's no excuse once you know this, but knowing this.
Yeah, there is. If you just genuinely care about that person and want to build a life with her, that's an excuse. That's a reason to want to build a life with her.
Would continue to pursue a long-term relationship with a single mom. Now, some guys will do it. It's usually because they either aren't aware of the details, one, or two, it's low-hanging fruit and it's an easy option for them, right? It's
Or three, they just don't give a crap and they want to build a life with her.
easy to get into it. Let's move on to number 3. All right, so the third one is the victim mindset. This is an interesting one. So I'll put a card up on the
Please explain, because that's confusing.
top right. From my experience dating a single mother, you should check that video out after you finish watching this. I recorded it about 4 years ago.
And they're using this type of advice to psych guys up over the internet, and you got a whole spew of people, whole spew of groups, hate groups towards dedicated to single mothers and how they're trash and how they're the worst human beings on the face of the planet, even though they're the ones that got them pregnant and caused them to be single mothers in the first place. Think about that for a second.
And one thing that you need to understand is that I have not come across a woman that had children in tow from a prior relationship that did not subscribe to a victim mindset. It's quite common in...
It's not always a victim mindset. When you have to pay bills, raise kids by yourself with no help from the other parent, it's not victim, it's reality. If I say I got my light bill's $300 and I only have $150, I'm not being a victim. I'm just telling you what's going on. Just telling you the situation.
In the narratives that toxic feminism suggests to women, because the problem with that version of today's toxic feminism is it tends to encourage women to be the victim. Like
all feminism is toxic, if you ask me. All of it is toxic. Every bit of it. Just like all this red pill stuff is toxic. All this stuff is counterproductive to communities. Every bit of it. Feminism is just as bad as red pill crap.
Always some oppressor holding them down.
Manosphere.
There's a patriarchy. There's somebody that's doing the exact same job that's making $1 for every 70-odd cents that she earns. There's always some narrative around that. And if you're involved with somebody that has a victim mindset, people...
And toxic feminists sound just like red pill. They're both toxic. They're both victimhood. They both blame other people for their problems. Feminists blame men for all their problems. The red pills blame women for all their problems. So how are we going to have a community? How are we going to be together? How are we going to ever work together when you have women blaming men, men blaming women? Everyone's crying and whimpering. Instead of us trying to figure out how we're going to work together and solve this stuff. I'm just trying to see how both sides are going to come together when they're both crying about one another. Oh, women this and women that. Oh, men this and men that. Oh, women this and women that. Oh, men this. We're both hollering and whining about this stuff. It's just a bunch of whining going on. You got grown people on the internet whining like little children. When all we have to do is figure out how we're going to fix this stuff together. Women and men need each other. You can say what you want. You can believe how you feel. But it's like that, and that's the way it is. Women need men. Men need women. I don't care how you slice it, what you think. We need each other. It's just that cut and dry. I don't care who gets mad.
With a victim mindset simply cannot be happy. They're always going to be looking for an
Oh, I wonder why there's so many angry red pillers then. Gee.
oppressor. They're always going to be looking for a villain. Anybody seeking a villain in life is always going to have a hard time with that. Now,
You mean like how red pillars and manosphere, how they blame single moms for everything? How they look at single moms as a villain? How they blame women for all their problems? You mean like that?
you may not immediately be who she deems to be that problem or that villain, for example, but at some point in the future, you're a man, she's a woman, and feminism isn't particularly warm to
Not all women are feminists.
masculinity in men these days. If you haven't noticed, you need to be
So if you find a woman that's a feminist and you don't like feminists, you don't have to date her. You don't have to deal with her. You can find someone else that's not a feminist. Why are we just complaining about problems all the time instead of just trying to look for a solution? No one wants to look for a solution. We just want to sit around and whine and complain.
aware that there's going to be issues with victim mindset. Now, that's not just something you're going to have to deal with her. You're also going to end up dealing with it with her children. Let me give you a good example.
Please do.
So we talked earlier about authority without responsibility. If you want to exercise some authority, let's say, and enforce some boundaries, let's say her kids are behaving badly, maybe they're becoming bratty, they're maybe a little entitled, there's something that requires some, reeling in. You got to put some boundaries around it, and you try to enforce them. A lot of the times, because her mom already, because the kid's mom already subscribes to a victim mindset, they're automatically going to default to that because that's what they know. They're children. They don't know any better, right? They're always a product of their environment. So if mom subscribes to a victim mindset, has issues with patriarchy or whatever narrative that she might be using, her ex is a bum, he is a loser, which is an interesting thing, by the way, because she's the one that picked him. At the end of the day, she's the one that decided to, it's men that propose to women, and she says, I do. So why would she do that? But that's an entirely different topic. But at the end of the day, the kids will also use nearly the same strategy on their mom. And then again, that's when you'll find that, you've got kids that are no longer ours, but they're now hers. And when you try to enforce the boundaries,
Again, all this stuff should be found out and discussed and evaluated before you choose to get serious with her. The problem men have, they dive head first into dating women because they like them. They dive head first into dating women because they have feelings for them. They dive head first into dating women because they're so in love. Actuality, you should get all that's well and good. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not downing that. I'm not shooting it down because there's nothing wrong with all it. That stuff is very important. However, you still have to have. You still have to be practical about everything. You still have to have all these discussions. How you want your kids to be raised. If she discusses with you that she don't want you to have all this stuff, you should find all of this out before you get serious with her. If she reveals to you that she don't want you to have any authority over your kids, bye-bye. Well, I don't think this is going to work. Because, if I'm going to be in your life, if your kids get to acting up, we got to have a certain way to discipline them because I'm going to love them as my own. If I can't have any form of discipline over them, I can't just let them do what they want. So, obviously she's not the one. We got to stop. It's not about how you feel. It's about what all this, the practical stuff and foundational stuff comes first. It's just what it is.
the emotional manipulation that comes out of that with her kids is going to be problematic for you. It's going to be exhausting. All right, let's move on to number 4. So number 4 is financial issues. from my experience, like I'm an entrepreneur, I have multiple sources of income. My experience in the dating pool and in a lot of these guys that I've coached that have run into problems with women on the sexual marketplace when it comes to getting involved with single moms, they don't work high-end paying jobs. Most of them don't anyway, if I'm being honest.
I don't know if that really matters or not, but
they, for the most part, will select professions like teaching, nursing, child care giving, reception, aesthetics things, stuff like that. They're not
exactly what's wrong with that. What's wrong with that? I'm not understanding.
Particularly high-paying jobs, and if they've got kids in tow, they're often usually fighting with their ex for access to money and the children, which actually brings another problem I can touch on very briefly. You end up dealing with custody overwhelm because still in this day, women get about 80% of the custody orders awarded to them. So that means the kids are going to be with her most of the time. There's a lot of guys that find themselves in a scenario where they end up not only being cucked raising another man's kids, but he may in fact, if he has kids, if he's divorced, end up spending more time with another man's kids than he gets to spend with his own because his ex has custody.
Everything is cause and effect. If you have kids with a woman and it didn't work out and you know how the system works, we should understand that our choices, we have to make better choices when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's true. However, it's something we have to understand. If you're going to date a woman with kids, these things you have to understand. That's just the way the system works. That's just the way a lot of that stuff works. But you have to understand that. But you make sure you're there enough to where jealousy can't develop within the children, where none of that stuff will matter.
Most of the time as well. So the dynamic of that is bizarre. But coming back to the financial issues, most women don't have a whole lot to show for themselves when you meet them and they've got kids in tow. I haven't met that many personally myself. And of course, most of the guys that I've coached that have been dealing with problems exiting a long-term relationship or even a marriage if they got involved with one with a single mom are often, of course, the breadwinners because of hypergamy, right? Women always like to marry up, date up. It's the same thing. If she's left the kid's father and she's looking for another guy, it's generally speaking what she's looking for is some kind of beta provider, right? Somebody.
Not always. And I don't use all these crazy letters and names. I'm not Greek.
That's reliable, that has a good job, has access to
that doesn't make you beta.
Resources that would be useful to her and her kids, for example. So
a beta is someone that lets women walk all over them and just lets them use and take advantage of them. Walking all over doesn't mean always. Sometimes a woman can have attitudes and talk crazy, but you don't have to respond to all that all the time. What I mean by walking all over mean letting her mistreat you. If she's using you for money, she's clearly using you for money, it's better to just let her do it and not sticking up for yourself and not setting a healthy boundary by not letting her do that. Or she's emasculating you and you're sitting around and letting her. If she says that you're less than a man or she's embarrassed to be with you, you're not a man and you're a sorry excuse for a man, she's saying those things to you and you're just letting her do it. That's what beta is. Being not beta is like, okay, I don't have to tolerate this kind of stuff. And you address it, and if it doesn't change, you walk away.
It's not like, you guys are going to find yourself splitting bills. What'll usually end up happening is some story or some narrative is going to come out about how her kids want to meet you, then you start going out, and you're no longer buying her dinner, you're buying
a house or a laptop. Which one do you think is worth more? Well, definitely not the house, because it not only costs
one day I'll get pregnant.
So avoid buying her and her kids dinner. You're no longer, taking a vacation with her.
But we already know all this. You don't have to be a red pill to know this.
Down south, all of a sudden her kids are in tow and you're looking after them, you're feeding them, you're entertaining.
I mean, we know that already though. What's the big deal on that?
Them, which gives you a lot less time for yourself. All right, and the fifth and last one that I want to cover is the reprioritization of your time and your purpose in life.
That's when you're dating that's not a negative or a positive. That's just something you should assess. If you're dating a woman with children That's just something you have to think about anyway. I'm not understanding. It's stuff that has to be thought about anyway. I'm not getting this. If you're gonna date this woman, you see you have a choice. There's a thing in life. Either you could choose to. It's your choice. If you want to date her, you gotta understand what comes with it. You don't have to be a red pill. You don't have to be in the manosphere. You don't have to be someone that supports Kevin Samuels and his content, or Fresh and Fit. You don't have to be the people that support their content. You don't have to be any of that stuff. You don't have to subscribe to any of these crazy channels to learn this. That's just life. That's just. I'm not understanding why we got to do all this to understand the basics.
If you guys have followed me for a while on my channel, you guys know that I'm often talking about finding your purpose, putting a dent in the universe, and making sure that you've got some impact in life. And one of the things that you'll notice will end up happening if you do get involved with a single mom and ignore my advice is you're going to end up having to reprioritize yourself in the pecking order. I always tell guys that if you're going to allow a woman to enter your life, she should be a complement to it and not the focus. Often what will end up happening when guys get involved with single moms, again, it's usually because they have a lack of options or they're...
No, not really. It's because they probably want her, they probably like her, and they probably want to build something with her. It's not always they're desperate. It's not always they're not men. It's not always them being cucks. It's not always the case. We just gotta stop telling ourselves this junk. If y'all feed into this crap, if y'all want to, if y'all want to listen to this kind of stuff, y'all gonna stay with nobody. Y'all gonna not have nothing. If you want to live your life thinking like this, you're gonna stay miserable. Because I'm just saying. Because if you find somebody that compliments you, that's everything you ask for, but they have a child, they have a daughter, they have a son or something like that, and you just say, no, I'm gonna pass on her because she's a single mom, you're an idiot.
Only able to get the low-hanging fruit, they end up putting themselves in a position where they're no longer their own mental point of origin, meaning...
And there's nothing wrong with getting your priorities straight before getting in a relationship. I'm talking about someone just rejecting a woman solely because she's a single mother. Now, if that's now if that's just simply not your preference, okay. But don't take a dump on single mothers in the process. Just like when black men date white women, they take a dump on black women. Oh, black women are trash. Black women are horrible. Black women are this and that. Black women are that. If you like white women, just say that. Just say it. If that's what you like, that's your preference, that's what you prefer, that's just fine and dandy. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. But don't sit around and just take a dump on black women. Oh, they're horrible. They're terrible. They're crazy. They're this and that and that. I just never understood that. Why people do. Men are some of them. You got a lot of disrespect is dealing with black men. You got some disrespectful black women too, yeah, okay. But I've heard a lot of stories and seen a lot of things from disrespectful black men that don't even know how to talk to women. They talk to women any kind of way. They tell them, you need to lose 10 pounds in order for us to date. You need to do this and that. I need to come before your kids. And y'all just met. You're crazy. You're out of your mind. Y'all don't even know how to talk to women. You tell them they need to lose weight and y'all just met. What's wrong with you? Y'all ain't got no people skills. None whatsoever. You're a single mom. I can't date you because you're toxic. Y'all just crazy, man. These guys out here, I've seen it. I see it all over the internet. Guys just constantly disrespect women out of nowhere. Women they don't even know. Women they've never met. They just talk crazy to them. You're a single mom. You're a piece of trash. You need to disown your child and give him to the father and just let me be in your life. You're an idiot. You're a moron.
With every choice,
I wasn't gonna do this today, but this kind of stuff pisses me off.
With every decision they make, they consider themselves first, but they end up putting themselves behind her job, the crazy chick from the accounting department that she bitches about every day, her kids, her.
This sounds like a victim, if you ask me. All of this sounds victimhood. I hope I'm not the only one. This sounds like a victim.
Kids' extracurricular activities.
He's just bringing up all the worst case scenario stuff. He sounds like a woman.
the cat, the vet bill with the cat, and then maybe, you come in like 5th, 6th, or 7th or something like that.
Not always.
But
we don't look at the worst case all the time.
Often what ends up happening, fellas, is you're really not that much of a priority to her. She's going to disagree with me on this, of course, because it doesn't look bad, or sorry, it doesn't look good if you end up putting yourself in a bad position where you're no longer your own mental point of origin. There's a lot of pointing.
A woman that doesn't have his best interest at heart anyway. It's not just referring to single mothers. Why would a man date any woman that doesn't have his best interest at heart? If she doesn't care about where you're going, she doesn't care about what you're doing, she's not trying to encourage you or anything like that, why would you even fool with her to begin with? It's not just related to single mothers, it's just any woman. If she's not in encouraging you in any way, she doesn't care about you or nothing that you're trying to do in life, I'm not understanding this. Why would you even give that type of woman your time or attention? I'm just not getting it.
And sputtering that you guys are going to find in the comments at this point. You're going to see a lot of angry women saying, well, that's not true, or they're going to make ad hom attacks on me.
Because it isn't true.
Here's the thing, guys.
What do you mean?
I've not met a single mom where it would have been worth my while to get involved in it.
That's your preference. That's your life. That's your decisions. But we can't force that on all men to do. All men should avoid single women, or you're a cuck, or you're a loser, or you're just no, it's just not the case. We got to stop peer pressuring people, man. And then they got all these other toxic men talking like this all over Facebook, all over the community. All single mom. You're a single mom. You may as well kill yourself. What kind of stuff is that? What kind of mess is that? What kind of stuff? Why would you tell somebody that? Why would you post stuff like that? Why would you talk like this to a woman? To any human being? Why would you do that?
There's a lot of other potential problems that could come out of getting involved beyond
I've seen that kind of stuff. Telling single mom, you might as well die. You're gonna be alone for the rest of your life. Why do you speak curses on people like that? For having, since they had kids, they had a child, now they're cursed to death. You kidding me? Really? Y'all are crazy, man.
On the 5 that I've mentioned there, I'll give you a real quick example. Let's say that you're a
These men are nuts.
Dad, and you got a daughter and she's young. The biggest risk to little girls is in blended families when they get involved and they've got step siblings that might potentially assault or violate her. It happens quite a lot. So you have to have your wits about you and consider that it's probably better for you guys if you're going to get involved with a single mom, you do it on a very limited basis. If guys ask me, I'm usually quite honest with them. I'll say play them, don't date them, and certainly do not move in with them or live in a way that the state looks like or that the state.
Well, I don't believe in moving in with women, no way. I don't believe in moving in with a woman. This is my thing. I'd rather have my own house. I'd rather have my own stuff, my own living. Now, she can move in with me. We can build something together, or we can both get a new place together. But I just don't believe in living with a woman, moving in with her. I could live with, I don't believe in moving in with a woman. I just don't believe in it. I'd rather have my own, and she can move in with me, and we can build something together. It's just my thing. I just never believed in that. I don't know. There's just something I can't move in with a woman and be dating her. That's just not something I see myself doing.
Could view as a marriage. So be decisive and firm with boundaries when it comes to stuff like this. Your greatest ROI, fellas, is going to be investing in yourself.
And again, I have nothing against this guy. I don't know him from Adam. I'm just criticizing his content. I don't think something's wrong with him. I'm not really looking at him like that because I don't know him. It's just content, wording, and stuff. I'm criticizing.
Doubling down on becoming a better version of yourself. And of course, making more money, making bank, making more muscles, learning new skills if you're not involved in combat sports. Those are the sorts of things that I would encourage you to do, because if you're forced or you
don't have to be red pill to know this.
You find yourself stuck with low-hanging fruit more often.
Just the same way they say things over and over, I'm going to say my stuff over and over to counteract the toxicity that they've poured off into our communities. don't have to be red pill to know these things. This is just basic stuff that all men should know.
Not, it's because your value is not high enough. Now, a lot of guys will argue with me and say, Rich, that's all there is out on the dating market. That's all I can get. I'm 38. I'm divorced. I got kids in tow. What am I supposed to do? Well, if you're in real good shape and you're a top shelf sort of guy, there's really no reason why you couldn't get involved.
Single guys that are fathers are not better than single mothers. Single guys that have kids, single fathers are not better than single mothers. Single fathers are not better than single mothers. If you're a single dad, you have to stop thinking you're better than her because she's a single mother. What makes you better? Nothing. That's what makes you better.
Involved with women that are in their mid-20s that don't have any kids in tow. There are some women in their 30s that don't have kids in tow. It's entirely up to you. Like I always say in my videos, men are masters of complicating their lives and then justifying why they do it. Stop doing that. Be more.
You mean like how red pills, they screw up their lives, they get women pregnant and then go blame the woman that he got pregnant for ruining his life and calling her a crazy single mother? You mean how they do that? You mean how men make poor choices of the women they date and then turn red pill and then want to blame all women for their problems? You mean that? You mean that kind of stuff?
More intentional about the decisions that you make. Do me one favor before we wrap up this video. Somebody probably needs to see this that you know. Take this video, send it to them.
I'm not gonna do that.
Post it somewhere and let people see that there are better ways that they can navigate life and approach.
And if that's your choice, if you want, we all know this. We all know that there are women out there that don't have kids. If that's their choice, I mean, that's not the only thing. Of course, only point I agree with it that if you believe that the only choice you have is single mothers, you don't have to choose that if that's not what you want. You just have to assess the things in life. What do you want? The things what type of woman do you want? What is she looking for? What does she want? That's all there is to it. Either you can get or become the thing that she want, or you have to change your preference to what you're able or willing to meet. It don't have to be. I don't know why people are taking a dump on single mothers. It's weird.
The sexual marketplace and hold themselves to higher standards. Basically, guys, have some dignity. You can do better if you invest in yourself. Don't let somebody else make their problems your problems. Understand that you are.
Every single mom doesn't do that though. So that, I mean, we can't.
A man and you are the prize. Far too many guys will bend the knee and they'll worship women.
No, I don't agree with worshiping women. It's just y'all building and growing together. If you feel like you have to worship a woman to be with her or keep her, then she's probably not for you.
Women are not particularly rare. Beautiful women are not particularly in high demand. What's in high demand is strong, virtuous, masculine, competent man that can make bank, that have made muscles, good-looking guys that have their shit together, that understand game and live their life with intention and with red pill awareness.
There is no game.
That's what's rare. That's what's in high demand, truthfully.
It's just understanding life and how it works. And understanding your limitations, your abilities and limitations, and what you can and can't achieve, and finding a woman that can complement that. It's not game. There's no game. There is no game.
So when you assess that with yourself, you're going to do better.
The game doesn't exist. I've tried.
Smash the like button. Leave me a comment below.
No. Thank you for the wonderful content, though. Let's switch it up. Let's see. That's how long this is. Speaking of them, let's see. And so people won't think I'm just incredibly biased. Let's see what I can do to switch it up. Where's her video? I want to find her video. Where's her video? I gotta find her video. I got to find her video. I'll just type her title in. I'll be fair here. I don't know where her video is. It might not even be on here. It's probably a Facebook video or some junk. It's probably not even on here. I don't think I'm gonna find it because it's probably not on YouTube. So I'll respond to it according. I just watch someone else's commentary.
When you live with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis,
because
your
I'm not
day
gonna
can
get
be
it.
full of
I'm not gonna get what I'm looking for.
You would never get a woman like me. And I'm a single mom. And
Okay, let's break that down. How does raising and investing in your kids benefit me? What do I gain from working hard and cashing out on another man's kids? That's the kind of stuff I hear on the internet all the time. But again, it's a choice. If that's what you want to do, that's a choice. If you want to date her, I mean, you got to understand what you're getting yourself into. Just like anything that you do. It's just like if you get a woman pregnant, you got to understand what you're getting yourself into. Everything is choices and understanding what comes after those choices. I mean, having a negative outlook on everything, that's not how you go through life. You get older, you'll realize that.
And I tell you what, best believe, I have people in my DMs every single day.
I had a black man actually message me and stated that apparently I'm not who I claim I am because I have 2 failed marriages and 4 kids. I wanted to laugh at that.
So anyone that, if you're messaging women this, if you're telling women this, something's wrong with you. 2 failed marriages and 4 kids, worthless. What makes her worthless? Because she had 2 failed marriages. You don't know her situation. You don't know her or what she's been through. You're just judging based off what she's going through. I'm not sitting here and taking her side because I don't know either one of them. And if she says something crazy, I can critique that as well. So I'm not gonna sit here. I'm just showing that I'm unbiased here. That doesn't make a woman worthless because she had 2 failed marriages, sir, or 4 kids. Why are you all in her Kool-Aid? No one cares. If you don't like her, then stay away from her. You don't have to inbox women stupid things just to get their attention and just to try to. I don't know why men do this. I don't know why men are just blatantly disrespectful to women they've never met, they've never even encountered in life. They post crazy things. I'm just showing you that I'm not lying. Women get this in their DMs all the time. They post it on Facebook. They post it on social media to show the world. They get messaged all kind of crazy crap from men. They get all kind of disrespect from black men. They get all kind of horrible stuff from black men. A lot of disrespect comes from black men. We got to stop this nonsense. That's what happens when you got men that weren't raised and taught properly by their fathers. They just lash out and disrespect every woman they see because they're idiots.
At first, but it goes to show that not everyone really truly understands the dynamics of narcissism. Unfortunately, in my case,
it may or may not be a narcissist. It may just be somebody that has poor upbringing. They don't understand life, or don't have any proper social skills how to talk to anybody. It could or could not be. I can't diagnose that based off them being just a complete moron.
I was who I claimed to be. However, you cannot fix someone else's baggage or insecurities.
This is the ignorant mentality that I speak about. This type of man is a low value man. He has no purpose, nor does he know who God created him to be. To make a comment to say, how does it benefit you to raise somebody else's kid? How does it benefit for you to cash someone else's kid? Shows that you have no emotional intelligence. You have no intellect, okay? Because...
And it could also just be his preference. He can also choose to not date a woman with a kid, and that's her preference. It's his preference. If he so chooses to not, okay, I don't want to date a woman with kids, he has a right to that preference. However, what he should not do is disrespect a woman for having kids. If you have a preference, if you have a choice in life, if there's something that you want to do, and cool, but I mean, don't drag another. If you want to date a woman, if you prefer a woman, if I prefer a woman that has no kids, that's my preference. I have a right to that preference. If that's it, just say if. I'm speaking hypothetical here. But what gives me the right to take a dump on other women with kids? They're single mothers. I don't understand. They're sucky. They're crappy. They're terrible people. I don't see it. I'm not getting the disrespect. Why would you take a dump on women that aren't your preference? It doesn't make any sense. Just like let's just say I like light-skinned women. A dark-skinned women, they're ugly, they're monsters, they're terrible, they're horrible, they're ghetto, they're ratchet. Why would I take a dump on dark-skinned women? Because I prefer light-skinned women. You see how much sense that makes? If you like one thing, don't crap on another thing. Just go with the thing that you like. I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding. I don't know why this is a huge discussion all over the internet. Why single women are getting trashed for being single mothers. I'm not understanding. Where did this trend come from? This stuff never happened back in the day. This is the most sissified generation of men. These men are punks and sissies. They cry and whine about single mothers. These women have never met these guys. These women have never approached these guys. They sit around and whine and I've never seen so many men crying and whining and complaining about things that don't even pertain to them. If you don't like single women, single mothers, don't date them. Just go get a woman that doesn't have kids and stop crying. Stop being a sissy.
See, the reality of it is,
you do the cha-cha like a sissy girl.
We're all God's creatures. If you are in love with someone, you embrace their children as if they're yours, okay? And the reason you would do that, if you have an understanding of what you believe and how you believe it, God takes us and he makes us his own, right? So when he actually died on the cross, the gospel was given to the Jews, and yet the Jews
# Jesus is Lord
did not care about the Gentiles, and he grafted us in, the Gentiles, which it didn't belong to us, but he grafted us in. We're now considered his. We're not considered stepchildren. So when you carry a mentality as ignorant as cashing out somebody else's kid, it shows that you lack any integrity, any morality. It shows that you're self-centered and possibly narcissistic.
She's a twice divorced single mother of not.
Okay, we're gonna address him too, because I was gonna go after his content a while back, but this is perfect timing. Perfect timing. Let's go.
1, not 2 kids.
I didn't see anything crazy that she said, honestly, because if he has a mindset, now he could have.
We are one house. Long before that, we were friends.
I don't see anything crazy that she said.
Not 3 kids, guys. 4 kids. That's
her choice, her prerogative, her business, her thing. No one cares.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatros. I can see maybe she had one kid, possibly two, but that's 4 mouths to feed, including her, which is 5.
Well, I mean, I understand, but buddy, if you prefer a woman with no kids, just say I just prefer a woman that has no kids. That's just how I want to go about my life. I know I know where I'm going in life. I would rather start fresh with a woman with no kids. That's easy to say. You don't have to disrespect a woman for just saying. You don't have to do the disrespectful stuff. You can just state your preference and move on. And they didn't have to even inbox her and just come at you can keep that stuff to yourself. Now if she shoots her side and you say, no, I'm not interested, I'd rather date a woman with no kids, that's fine. But I see men post things, come at women, DM women, deliberately go out their way to disrespect women for having kids. That's weird. That's weird and creepy. Why would you just come at a woman, disrespect a woman out of nowhere, and she ain't said nothing to you, she ain't did nothing to you, she hadn't did anything to cause your life pain, you just attack her for no god-awful reason? That's weird.
And on top of that, you got to take on all that baggage, all that trauma.
That's her business, and that's his business if he wants to take it on.
All that abuse that she's endured through those situations, relationships, and marriages. Why would any man want to put himself through that?
Because he probably likes her and wants to be with her and wants to build with her, like I've been saying throughout this whole video.
When you talk about single moms being a liability and not an asset, you first have to start looking at yourself.
Technically, it all depends. You got to understand what a liability is and what an asset is. Liability is anything that costs money. Asset is something that brings value, that adds income. Now, if she's bringing in more value than what's going out, then she's an asset. If she's helping you build your business, she's helping you grow, and y'all can build something together and propel you way higher, and the kids won't even be a factor because y'all are generating wealth, then she's an asset. But if she's just laying on her butt and just wants you to take care of her kids and not contributing anything and not bringing anything to the table, then she's a liability. It's just that cut and dry.
A lot of times when you guys make these statements, you have to start saying, how did these women become?
Majority single mothers won't get the best selection of men that have it together view single mother SM kids as a liability and not an asset. I don't know how I feel about that.
Become single mom.
I don't even have anything to say to that.
Right? So,
well, I see what you're saying. Let's go back. I want to catch that. I want to catch it.
You first have to start looking at yourself. A lot of times when you guys make these statements, you have to start saying, how did these women become single moms?
How did they become single moms, guys? Did they get themselves pregnant? Did they open their legs and were they the Virgin Mary? Did it happen over and over again? What happened? How did they become single moms? I just want people to think about this stuff. I'm not saying she's talking terrible. I'm just going, I don't see anything crazy yet. I hadn't ran into anything crazy. I haven't seen anything crazy. If I run into it, you better believe I'm going to say something. But lately, lately she's been talking sense. I'm just trying to, just saying, man, y'all gotta, let's go.
Right? So instead of looking at the actual result of an action, won't you look at the core and the root? So these are single moms because perhaps there are men out there, not really men, but boys out there sowing their seed, not taking accountability, don't know their purpose, aren't leaders.
Any man who
pretty much, I can't disagree with that.
Respects himself. Just think about that. And now she's trying to say men are narcissists because they don't want to, shoulder that load and carry that burden and
I think he's just, I don't know what he's doing.
Wipe away her tears and then she tried to use the
That ain't what she's saying.
Bible and all this stuff.
That's not. I mean, keep going, brother. I don't know. I don't know what you're getting at.
Guys, they will go to any great lengths to try to manipulate you to be with them.
No, they're not. No, she's not. She's just saying. She's just responding to what he said. It was just her response and her thoughts on based on what she said. They're not. No one's out here forcing men to be with women that have kids. No one's doing that. Hadn't seen it anywhere. I haven't seen it anywhere on the internet. Nowhere. All I see is toxic men going around belittling women for having children. That's all I've ever seen. I've been in every group there is. Now you might have some out there that I don't know about. Women, feel free to comment and tell me if you've seen women belittling men for just not wanting to take care of kids. But if it's out there, let me know. But I'm just going off. I have not seen it. All I see is disrespectful guys. It's probably disrespect on both sides. I can 100% guarantee it. But that's not the topic I'm going through today. And if I see some things out there pertaining to disrespect towards men, I can go over that stuff too, to show you. I'm cutting dry down the middle. I'm not biased.
Plus size women do this, and single mothers, they love to do it because they know that they're bottom of the barrel.
There goes the degrading and disrespect.
Know that they're
I knew it was coming. I knew it was on a matter of time.
Not really wanted and desired like that. So
not true at all. There are a lot of single mothers getting married. By the way, there are a lot of single mothers that are well desired. There are a lot of single mothers that can tell you they have a lot of guys in their DMs. There are a lot of single mothers that I know that have men calling them randomly on Messenger, that are showing pictures of their penis on Messenger. I know single mothers right now that I'm friends with on Facebook that have men messaging their junk to them. That have men randomly calling them on Messenger. That have men throwing themselves at her. So that's not true at all.
Now they have to say, well, you aren't a real man. If you knew your role as a provider, you would love me and my kids. And if you don't want to do that, yada, yada, yada. Then she went to say, and that she...
Well, if he posted, she responded. So that's just what it is. Either he DM'd that or he posted it. I don't know how that happened, but it was just a response to what he posted. I mean, so for you to say I don't see the value, he doesn't see the value in it. That's his preference, whatever. I don't care, guys. Y'all know how I am.
She has guys all in her DMs. Yes, everyone.
They probably do because every woman does.
Woman has guys in her DMs. She can have 50 kids, but those guys, guess what? Want to smash. 99% of them just want to smash. They ain't trying to.
Build your brand online with a beautiful logo. Just go to Wix Logo Maker.
No.
To be with her, they ain't trying to invest. They not really trying to, go on dates with her. So all these women that are like boasting and beating their chest and talking about, oh, look at all these guys in my DMs. Or I've heard women say, I got any guy that I wanted. Well, of course. 99% of dudes will smash anything. They hook up with any chick. It's quick and easy.
So 99% of dudes would smash anything. What does that say about us complaining about single mothers? It's kind of counterproductive to your message.
They don't have to deal with any headaches. And I'm gonna be honest, most dudes want to be with single mothers, and the reason why they deal with them is because it's easy access to sex.
If most dudes want to be with single mothers, it's still kind of counterproductive to your message. If most dudes want to be... Let me explain what I just said. He said women don't desire... men don't desire single mothers. And then he said most dudes want to be with single mothers. How much sense does that make? It's counterproductive. You contradicted yourself, buddy.
Single mothers, they don't have a lot of free time. They have to deal with all those kids. They got to go to work. They got to do this. They got to do that. And then they get a little bit of free time. So now it's pound town. It's time to smash. It's time to get it going. So after you smash, he's like, okay, I'm out of here.
Considering a lot of the single mothers that are getting married, I can't say that's true. Probably for a lot of cases, but not all the time. It's not 100%. It's not every case. It's not just all. It's just we got to stop thinking negative about life. You can see it's okay to see life for what it is, but when you're just starting to make untrue statements just to sound negative, just to be negative, I can understand something if something negative and true. Just like Johnny got an F on his report card. That's realistic. That's life. But that doesn't mean he's gonna be a failure in life. That doesn't mean he'll be a bum and a drug dealer on the rest of the street. He's gonna wind up on drugs because he had an F in first grade. You can't. I mean, we gotta stop doing that.
And this is why men don't want to be with single mothers, men who actually are of any sort of value.
So if they want to be with a single mother, they don't have any value. They're a low value man. And every red pillar, every manosphere person, they have their own definition of what a high value man is. Kevin Samuels said a high value man is somebody that makes 6 figures over a long period of time. And it's some other crap that you have to do to qualify to be that. But if you date a single mother, you're a low value all of a sudden. You're worthless. Kind of makes it hypocritical. You're mad at, I don't know, it's kind of, I'm not understanding. You see how toxic this stuff is? You see how toxic this crap is? Y'all can go thinking like this if y'all want to, man. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to, I'd rather live my life in peace. If there's a woman that I really, truly desire to be with, and we can go places, we can build together and have a future together, and she just so happens to be a single mother, so be it, man. But if let's just say it wasn't my preference, I wouldn't go out of my way to disrespect single mothers, even if it wasn't my preference. I would not go out of my way to disrespect single mothers. I would just know what I'm looking for, go and get it, and sit down somewhere. When you're going into the store to get, let's say you're going to cook a meal, you're going in the store to get some ingredients, or you're going in the store, you're thirsty, you're looking for a drink. You don't degrade everything else in the store because you just want a soda. You just go in there and grab a soda, pay for it, and get the heck out of there. If you like a woman with no kids, you just find one that matches you, that compliments you, and sit down somewhere. I'm not understanding this.
This woman, guys, she's the type of female who's past her prime. Clearly she is. She has some gray streaks in her hair. I can tell she's...
So what?
Probably 40s, most likely in her 50s.
Probably not.
And she is done. Guys...
Probably not.
Don't really want to be with her. And you can't really count guys who are online who are DMing them, because that doesn't equate to real life. Guys DM all types of chicks. They just try to get quick hookups, and they don't really want to date with them and be with them. And that's what so many women don't understand. They don't know how to, compartmentalize who wants to date them and invest and be in a relationship and actually be around them past the bedroom, and the guys who just want to smash and say, I gotta go. I got.
It depends on their state of mind. A lot of chicks can pick up on that real quick, and actually, there are a lot of chicks they want to smash too. And you have some chicks with that mindset. You have some chicks that even when they see a man, they automatically know in their mind that they want to screw him. You got some women that are after sex more than the guys are. They're different types. So that's why I don't associate all of them. That's why I don't rope all of them in, because you got some women that want to smash more than the guys do. They're looking to smash just like he is. So we can't, again, it's all about mindset, perspective. There's multiple different, it's a wide variety. Don't rope all women in with your mindset, because all of them think different. They're all their own individuals.
I got something to do. Hey, I hit me up next week. I'll text you this weekend so we can hang out again. Guys, single mothers are a liability,
I guess,
because they not only come with baggage, but they're coming with a lot of trauma. They're coming with a lot of issues and a lot of different things that's happened to them.
Not all of them. Some of them do, yeah, but that's still your decision if you want to deal with them or not. That doesn't mean you play victim. That just means if you choose to deal with that and their stuff, if they're broken, it's your choice if you decide you want to deal with it or not.
Hey, it's hard to fathom.
You dream, you plan, you work. Every hour, every day, every night. There is no such thing as a small business.
Okay.
A woman birthing a child or two by however many different men and being totally okay, just being all fine, and they got all the screws screwed on tight, and they're all good. No, there's gonna be a lot of emotional scarring. There's gonna be a lot of things that they can't necessarily repair that they need a therapist. And here's the thing, a lot of single mothers want you to be their therapist, to be their provider. They want you to be their shoulder to cry on.
That's what anyone does when they're hurt, when they're dealing with trauma. Men do it too. When a man is hurt, and when a man has yet to heal from his traumas, when a man has yet to heal from his past, he a lot of times they do it in an unhealthy way. They lean on women, and they rely on women to do it for them when it's not anyone's job except you and your therapist or whoever you're seeking for wise counsel to work through that.
They want you to be their dump truck. They want you to be all these different things. And here's the funny thing. You
don't have to let them.
Never ever hear these women, especially single mothers, say,
these type of women,
this is what I'm willing to do for a man. Do you ever?
A lot of them are tired of giving their all and not receiving anything in return. That's why a lot of them don't say that. You have some that give their lives and hopes and dreams all up for a man, and then they get crap in return. They get dumped on. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand where women are coming from too. You can't just sit around and okay, I got another follow. That's what's up. I appreciate it. You can't sit around and blame women for everything. They have their reasons for that stuff. Your job is to find out their reasoning behind their madness. Everyone has a reason for their madness. Men have trauma too. Men have crap too. Men dump on women too. We gotta quit acting like we don't do anything. We gotta quit acting like all they have is problems and drama. Not every woman has all kind of problems. Everybody has some problems. Everyone has problems. You have problems. You have them too. We gotta stop acting like this.
Ever hear that? I haven't heard not one video of these.
And they're like I said, we have to prove ourselves that we're worthy of all of that. You got a lot of women that would love to give their all to a man. That would love to submit. They would love to operate in their feminine. They would love to cook for a man, to do all these crazy things for a man. But the question is, a lot of guys out here aren't showing them anything. A lot of guys aren't here just want to smash. A lot of guys out here are telling one thing, do another, say they have one thing and then don't show them anything, don't show them any proof that how they feel, don't show them it. So they're tired. A lot of them are tired. A lot of them, I understand, and I also understand. I break down both sides, so bear with me. I understand that they've chosen a lot of bad men. They've chosen a lot of broken men. I understand it was their choice and all of that. But I'm not going to sit and pretend like I don't feel their pain. I don't understand where they're coming from. If you've been hurt so much, if you've been bitten so much, they want to see some proof. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with them being tired of not being treated properly. I'm not seeing anything wrong with wanting to be treated right, wanting you to show that you're worthy of being submitted to and all that other stuff. Because you have a lot of men that want women to submit, and they're not willing to do anything. They're not willing to do. They're just not willing. I'm not understanding. This stuff is not hard. It's just real life. To me, it is.
These women said, "I'm willing to do this. If he comes into my life and steps into the plate and takes care of my kids, or is with me, then I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to submit."
I've heard women say this.
I'm willing to do this for. No.
Where have you been, buddy? I heard women say this all the time. Women say it all the time.
No, it's not going to happen. And on top.
Yeah, it has, and it has happened to me. I've dated single mothers, and I was treated like a king. I'm not understanding.
For that, who's going to be the disciplinary in those situations when it comes to the kids? Not you.
Not all women operate like this. Don't believe this crap, man.
Because you don't have any say-so. Because you're not the biological father.
If you run into a woman, you ask her, how do you want, is it, before you get with her, you want to find out how she wants her kids disciplined. Is it okay for you to discipline them? All these things should be asked before you get involved. If she tells you that she's not okay with it, you disciplining her children or all that kind of stuff, but she wants you to take care of them. When you run into crappy people, that's the part of probing when you take them out on dates. The whole courting process is for you to get to know them and to ask them questions, not try to get in their pants. If you're just jumping straight to the bedroom and to stick your dick in her, you're gonna find out you're gonna miss on a lot of questions you could have asked her. You're gonna be missing out because your emotions are now involved, and now you're losing sight of what reality is, because reality is gonna come in sooner or later. I don't care who you are. If you don't address it from the jump, find out what you like and you got to know what you like, what you're after, what you want, and see if she matches that. In the beginning, before you do all that other crazy stuff, getting your emotions involved, you find out what you're getting yourself into. We do the same thing on a job. That's what the interview is. If I get a job interview, I ask questions. Okay, what are my I read the duties, responsibilities. Okay, what are my obligations on this job? What do I have to do? Do I have to work 12-hour shifts, or what is needed? They ask you questions. Are you willing to stand for hours at a time? Are you able to lift 50 pounds? They ask you. They try to make sure you're a good fit, meaning if you're qualified or not. It's all about qualifications. I'm not getting why men don't understand this. You got men in this generation don't understand this, and this is just how life works. They don't understand life, and some of them are in their 40s and 50s and don't understand life. They don't even know how life works.
You're just a rent-a-dad. You're just a guy who picked up a video game and you're playing another man's save game. You're chewing his bubble gum that's been under the
Not really.
desk. You're just picking it off, and that's what you're doing. That's what it's like.
No, it's not.
You're getting the scraps. You're
No, you're not.
rationing. And let me tell you something. There's tons of women who do not have kids. Get out there. See, the vast majority of single mothers, let me tell you something. They know deep down their market value. They just have a hard time accepting that. They know that.
What is a market value? What is that? What even is that? All this internet talk.
Guys don't really want to spend.
These people have no real life experience. All this internet value, and then you have people, your sexual market value, your market value. We're not objects. What's going on here?
Spend time with them, quality time with them and those kids. That's a lot of headaches. You got to try to get the kids to sleep, and
Netflix killed
all these
Blockbuster.
ads.
Uber killed taxi cabs. And now there's a new income app that's...
Who cares?
And then try to smash and hang out, and you got to find a babysitter. You got to find this. You got to try to do this. You got to spend more money and more energy.
I mean, that's just a choice that you make. I'm not understanding what's so bad about it. If that's what that person wants to do, what's so bad about it? If they want to do it,
more resources. It's just like, why go through it?
If that's what they want to do, so what?
See, she wants to blame, and most single mothers will blame the guys for who they slept with and they got knocked up by. You telling me that there's not a lot of quality guys out there? There's a shortage of good men? No.
Yeah, there kind of is. There kind of is, though, brother. There kind of is. Because we suck as a whole. We do. I see more women come to me about problems that men cause them. There are so many men that aren't doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. There are tons of good women out there. The problem is there's a shortage of good men. There's good women out there everywhere. There's good women everywhere. It's a shortage of good men. Because a lot of men, we're in a generation where all you see is men and whining and complaining and not getting things done. And then blaming everybody else but themselves, not having any kind of accountability. Not when they're married to women, not helping them, not sharing the duties and responsibilities of the household. They want the woman to do all the work and then at the same time submit. If you don't see a problem with that, there's something wrong with you.
See what these single mothers do? They chase these bad boys. They choose these guys they don't see a future with, but they try to lock down with a baby, and when that doesn't work, what happens?
Not all of them.
Is they go to the internet and they try to.
There are a lot of men that plant babies on women. There are a lot of men that try to use babies to get women to commit. I've seen it happen. I've heard about it. There are a lot of guys that will get a woman pregnant to try to hold on to them. I mean, it goes both ways. It's not all women. It's just not. You can't blame all this on women.
Blame all men, and they try to blame.
Men blame all women. So what's the difference?
Blame the quality good men.
I'm straight down the middle. I don't care about nothing or nobody. Well, I care about people. That's why I'm telling the truth. I don't care how people. I put it like this. I don't care how people feel about the truth. I go down the middle. If she had said something crazy, I would have criticized. I would have came at her just as hard. But a lot of stuff she said actually made sense. And you can get on me and talk crazy all you want. I really don't care. But it is what it is. The truth is the truth. The truth is the light.
They would never chose before they're having a child by some Joe Blow loser, whatever Chad Tyrone dude. They will blame those men for not stepping up and taking on
not all women,
their garbage and shouldering the load and carrying all that weight.
Not all women.
From a previous guy who's most likely not even there.
Not all women.
And here's the bigger kicker. They will treat that guy like he's just some willy-nilly dude. Stepfathers, they don't get
not all women.
The best quality treatment because those women deep down know.
Not all women.
Know that, man, this dude's a loser, right?
Not all women.
And these women, they think, oh, I'm doing him a favor. No, single mothers, you're not doing any man a favor. Matter of fact, any woman who doesn't.
And the men, they're dumb enough to believe this stuff and go spewing all of this crap out on the internet. Y'all don't have any value. Y'all are single women. Y'all never gonna be with anybody. The blatant disrespect, man. Y'all. If you want to sit around all your life crying about single mothers, that's your business. I'm not doing that. I'd rather live my life in peace. Whatever's gonna bring me peace, that's what I'm after. All the other crap.
Have children.
Y'all can have that stuff, man. I ain't with that.
You're not doing a man a favor by being with you because we bring everything, the resources.
This is a terrible mindset to have, by the way. A horrible mindset.
Resources, the leadership, the guidance, the discipline.
Women bring guidance too. There are a lot of women. I've been you know why some of my businesses succeeded? Because of a lot of women gave me advice. Because some of them had businesses. I got a lot of my advice from how to run businesses from women. They bring guidance, they bring counseling, they bring things too. We got to stop acting like we're the end all and be all. That's the arrogance that's going to wind you up with a TV dinner in your hand when you die.
The structure. That's what
yeah, we do maintain order in our household. That's our job, but we're not everything. We need her too. We got to stop.
Man's supposed to do. You bring the nurturing and the sex.
More than that, sir. Just stop it. You sound horrible. It ain't just sex. It ain't just nurturing. The woman brings a lot more than that. The woman brings. She could take a house and turn it into a home. She can take. When it comes to raising the children, she has a huge role in that. She's proven it because women have been raising kids by themselves for a whole generation now. A lot of things that and they've been proven lately to have more income than men. A lot of them can make money quicker and faster than men can. It's been proven. It's just happening. It's going on. I mean, these are things that they're doing. It's not something. This stuff that you can go look at and watch. There are a lot of women that out earn men. I'm not saying that they're better or anything like that, but we got to stop pretending that they're nobody. We got to stop pretending that they're less than. We got to stop pretending that they have to submit to us and we're not contributing anything. We just got to stop doing that. We got to get rid of that toxic mentality because there was a time when men valued women. There was a time when men actually, when women submitted and contributed to the household and all that stuff, those men were earning it. They were paying the bills. They were handling business. They made sure she didn't have to worry about anything. She didn't have to worry about finances. She wasn't crying because she couldn't figure out how she going to come up with the rent money and the light bill and the water bill because he took care of all that. Men were taking care of business. Now men, this generation, they want the woman to pay all the bills. They want a woman to pay half the bills, cook and clean, take care of the kids. He don't do anything. He just works and comes home and just sits in front of the TV all day. That's all he does is work and sit in front of the TV. She does everything. Everything in the house, everything pertaining to the kids, half of the finances, but she has to submit. Get out of here with that. Get that stuff out of here. It's two fully functional adults building a life together. So if he wants, there's nothing wrong with helping your woman around the house. There's nothing wrong with any of that. If that's what you want to, however you choose to work your relationship, it's all choices. There's no set way to do this. We got to stop saying it's simping to contribute to the household. I'm just not understanding all this mumbo jumbo talk. And it's just the worst generation I've seen.
That's not a necessity to survive. See, they don't.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Then why is men gawking all over the internet? Why are men paying women to flash them? Why are men paying for OnlyFans subscriptions? Why are men doing all kind of crazy stuff to get women? Why are men going out of their way to try to get women if it's not a necessity? I'm not understanding.
I don't want men to wake up and understand their value. That's why that female is mad. She's upset and she's frustrated because men are actually asking the tough questions. They're saying, okay, what do I get by cashing out another man's kids? I mean, what do I get by doing this?
Because it's disrespectful, sir. It's disrespectful to ask that question. It's not. It's what am I benefiting from it? That's very disrespectful to do that. You should know going in that she's a package deal. And the things that she contributes to the relationship, that's what you're getting. And the kids just so happen to come with it because she has children and she's a package deal.
Doing that. And
ads coming up.
Whoever.
Wake up to the breakfast quesadilla.
Just saying, man. I'm
only
not.
at Taco Bell.
I'm going to tear this red pill community down.
The guy is that he's ignorant, that he's narcissistic. No. See, that's another shaming tactic towards men who wake up, who ask questions, who are not just walking around mindless like a zombie and say, well,
She didn't call all men narcissists. She said some of those. She said that's a narcissistic. I know what she said. It's not what he's saying. It's not what these people, what these red pills are saying, and they're trying to twist what she's saying and turn it around. That's not what she meant. It's not. She's not calling all men narcissists for not wanting to take care of single mother. It's just men. The way he worded that, she responded based off the way he worded that. Yep, I do. It's just common logic. I don't have to be a red pillar. I don't have to be a manosphere. I don't have to be a Kevin Samuels fan. I don't have to be any of that. I don't have to suck them off just to understand how life works. It's just, I mean, she didn't mean it like that. The way I could go back and play it, because that ain't what she meant. That ain't what I got from it. That ain't what she wasn't calling all men narcissists. That's not what she was doing. It's just, I'm just saying that's not what she was doing. And they taking this, oh, we're narcissists since we don't. That ain't what she was saying, dude. That ain't what she was saying. Y'all taking anything somebody say and try to anything they say and just try to put down on them. She's probably just tired of guys coming at her crazy all the time. Because single mothers, I see it all the time. I see it all over the internet. She's probably one of the ones that's tired of these men DMing her or coming at her with craziness. Oh, you're a single mom, you're worthless. Or you're a single mom, what would I get from this? What would I gain from this? She's sick and tired of that crap. I'm sick and tired of seeing it and hearing it. I'm sick and tired of seeing it all over the internet. I'm just sick and tired of it. So that's why I'm addressing it today. Because it sounds ignorant, it sounds dumb, it sounds stupid. Dating a single mom is a choice, a preference, and nothing more. If you believe anything other than that, you're crazy.
I want to, I'm looking for a woman. Guys, if it feels like that you are constantly dating single mothers, it's a reflection of you. If it feels like the only type of woman you can attract is a single mother.
What's so bad about dating single mothers? Why is that why is this being frowned upon? Why is this being tarnished? Like I said, I'm posting this in a group that I see. The groups that I'm in that constantly talk about single mothers, I'm going to purposely post this link in that group. I'm going to purposely do it. I'm doing it on purpose. I don't care. I want them to get mad.
It's a reflection of your beliefs, your standards, and how you view yourself. Guys, you don't...
See, he says they're using shaming tactics. But look what he's doing. If you're dating a single mother, it shows how you see yourself. And the other guy said you're a cuck, you're a loser, and you're a low value. What is that, guys? What is that? What is that? Is that not shaming? Is that not shaming? Is that not shaming? They get on the women for quote unquote shaming men. That's not what she was doing. She was just responding to the disrespectful stuff that he was throwing at her. Women are tired of seeing men disrespect them all over the internet. Black men have been I've been sitting back and looking at it and watching it. I've been seeing it for the past couple of years. I waited. It's not something that I just started doing. I just viewed or witnessed. I've been seeing this for the past 2 years. Men do nothing but, black men do nothing but come at black women on the internet. Constantly disrespect them over and over and over. Blatantly disrespect them. I know you probably have groups where black women are doing the same thing to black men. I've heard about some of those too, but I don't believe men should go tit for tat and back and forth with women. I just don't believe that. If we're leaders, we're the provider, I think I don't even believe in arguing with women. I do a little tidbit on that. I don't believe in arguing with women. I used to. I don't believe in doing that anymore. If a woman comes to you, men are problem solvers. We're not supposed to be like women. We're supposed to complement women. There's a huge difference. Just like if she's scared, you're not supposed to be scared with her. You're not supposed to show that you're scared. You're supposed to comfort her. You're supposed to show her that you're there to protect her. We complement women. We're not supposed to be like them. Just like, let's say, if she texts you and say, let's say y'all dating, you don't spend enough time with me. It's not a good idea to make an excuse as to why you hadn't been spending time with her. The best thing to do is, when are you free to get together? What you got going tonight? What you doing tomorrow night? So we can link up. We're gonna spend time together. Okay, what you got going tonight? You know what I mean, you don't pay enough attention to me. Okay, what you doing right now? We can video chat or call right now. You free right now? Solve the problem. Don't argue with her. Don't make her be an excuse as to why you couldn't meet the needs that she's complaining about. Just, let's say if y'all are married. I gotta school some people on this, because it's stuff that I had to learn too the hard way. Let's say if y'all are married and the house is a mess, and she's saying you don't help her around the house enough. Just get up and start doing it. Just saying, you solve the problem right then. That's a tidbit. That's a little nugget. I'm just saying, don't argue with the woman. If you're arguing with her, you don't understand her. Because women's language is different from men's. You got to respond to her emotion with logic. If she said, I feel like you care about me, do something to show that you care about her. You solve the problem. That's all. We solve problems. We don't argue. We just solve the problem. That's all we do. I mean, that's just it. It took me years to learn that. I used to sit around arguing with women, fighting with women, fussing with women. Well, I didn't do it because of this. That's the worst thing you could do. If you respond to their problem with an excuse, you're going to have a problem. You have to respond with a solution, or be trying to make a compromise right then. They're looking for a solution. They may not know how to communicate that they have a problem. They may the only way they know how to do it is maybe in a form of quote unquote nagging or complaining or whatever. But they're just looking for a way. They're just looking for a solution. That's the best way they know how to communicate that they have an issue. That's the best way to communicate that they miss you. You don't spend enough time with me. Okay, when are you free to get together? There's this new movie that I wanted to see. I want to take you with me. Let's go. What are you doing around 7:30? That cuts out all the arguing. Let's say if y'all are married and she said, man, I'm tired of cooking. Yeah, you know, this and that. And let's just say you know how to cook and you know her favorite dish. Okay. The good thing to do, you schedule a day and time where you cook her dinner and cook her favorite dish. Cut out all the arguing. It cuts all that out. Now if she's just doing it for no reason, that's a different story. But I'm just saying, a lot of times it's due to a problem that needs to be addressed, and you just solve the problem.
You don't have to accept that. Don't accept that treatment, because I'm telling you, most of these single mothers, the vast majority of them, when you get with them, they're going to have a long laundry list of stuff for you to do. They didn't have that for those.
Not always.
those their baby daddies or those ex-boyfriends or whoever. They didn't have those long laundry lists.
They probably did. If they had it with you, they probably had it with them.
But they're gonna.
You just didn't. You weren't in the picture at the time, so you wouldn't. You couldn't even think to know that. You wouldn't know. How would you know?
Have that for you.
You're just making stuff up, man. Y'all just making things up. You don't know that. You don't know what she expected from the other guy. You have no idea what she expected from the other guy. You have no idea. She could be this way all across the board, and you don't know it. You don't know. I can understand if you did know, but that's why I don't like either about red pillars. They just be making stuff up. They make things up. They have stuff and they just take it and run with it. They just all they do is make things up, and a lot of it ain't even true. It just comes out of their dome.
Because in their mind, their standards change, and now they're in need of stuff. Before they was just getting piped by the dude, by their baby daddy, by their ex. They was just getting smashed. Now they're like, oh man, I'm in need. I got all these kids.
You're out of your mind if you think a woman with no kids is gonna have the same expectations as a woman that has kids. You're out of your mind. Of course she's going to put those kids first. Of course she's going to prioritize those kids. Of course she's going to look out for those kids. Any sane mother, would you date a woman that doesn't care, that has kids and don't care about them, don't take care of them, that just wants to put you first and before them and don't even want to think twice about doing anything for their children? No, you would not. You'd question her character. So we gotta stop. We gotta just stop doing this. We gotta stop being unrealistic. We can't live our lives like this, guys. I'm not understanding why men think like this. This generation has to be the worst. It has to be the worst. These are the worst. Any man, because if I let any man in their 40s and beyond watch this, they're gonna say these guys are idiots. I take that back. Any married man with a family that has kids that are doing what they have to do for his wife and children, any man that has a successful marriage, they're gonna think this guy's a moron. And any other guy that talks like this.
If I got all of these bills, okay, now I'm actually ready to date with a purpose. I'm seeking to get married. You got to do a whole bunch.
I don't see what's wrong with that. When people go through things, it's not the fact that she has kids and she wants to use a man. It could be the fact that a lot of times children will change your perspective on life. It'll change your priorities. That's just the way life works. It's not that she's trying to use you. It's not always the case. You have some women that do that, but not all. Some just have had a when you have an eye-opener and you get a rude awakening, just like my second child, it changed my whole entire perspective on life. I went from wanting to do a lot of other things to just wanting to be a decent provider and look out for my children, what's best for my child. My dating perspectives have changed. I don't just want to date any and everybody anymore. I'm ready to settle down. I'm preparing myself and my life to settle down. My perspectives have changed. Men do it too. Men do it too, guys. We got to stop acting like, oh, this is just women. We got to stop shunning women for thinking the way everyone thinks that's trying to survive in life. This is just basic survival. I'm not understanding why we have to. I'm not understanding this. All this stuff, and it's being looked down on. So it's a problem if she has a child by this other. So she can't learn her lesson from the last guy. So she can't change her perspective based off the guys she's dated, but you can change your perspective off the women you've dated and become a red pillar and be bitter and be angry and treat women different. You can do it, but she can't. Sounds rather hypocritical. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I just want people to think. I want people to just think. I want people to think for themselves. You see all these channels out here shunning women and doing all. Y'all following along with this stuff. Y'all not sitting down and thinking. You got to think. Think about this stuff. Think about it. Is this mindset getting you anywhere in life? Has it gotten you a better house, a bigger car, anything? Has it gotten you more successful? Are you more successful with women now that you've picked up this mindset? Or anywhere in life? Have you gotten anywhere? A lot of guys will say they haven't.
Bunch of stuff to prove to us, to me and my kids, that you deserve us. Think of that.
Duh. I'm not. I have thought of it. It's just common. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting you to prove yourself in order for you to be in her life, and she has to trust you with her children. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? What's wrong with a woman making a man prove that he can be trusted with her children? I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to fail to see what's wrong with that. You got these men, they want you to defy logic. They want you to defy common sense to join their hate group, to join their cult. I refuse. They want you to turn against every common sense thing that you know and just join their little hate group, their little pity parties. She wants me to prove myself. You're a man. You're supposed to, idiot. That's what you're supposed to do as a man. If you're going to get a woman, you're supposed to prove that you can provide. You're supposed to prove that you can be trusted. You're supposed to prove that you can provide safety and security. You're supposed to prove that if she has children, that you're going to protect those children just like you protect and love her. Duh. Hello. I can't stand. Men act like babies. Y'all act like wimps. Y'all are sissies.
I've heard that many times. Prove your worth to us and our kids that we should keep you around as a...
That's just what it is.
Stepdaddy. Guys make...
And it's not just stepdaddy. If she's gonna trust you with her heart, she's gonna have you in her life long term. She's gonna have to be able to trust you.
Get out of here with that.
No, you get out, sir. You sound stupid. Just sound like trash. Your content is trash. I used to follow you when I was full of all that hate and garbage. I used to be full of that crap. But when I look back on it after the growth I've had, after I went through therapy, I used to think like this, guys. I'm going to tell you this. You coming from a guy that used to have things like this against women, that used to think crazy about women, that used to be full of all this bull crap. But when I started seeking growth, when I started seeking healing, when I started going to therapy, when I got professional help, when I went and did the work that it took to heal, I realized that I was the idiot. I realized that I was making poor choices. I realized I was the one that put myself in those situations, that I was the one was fooling myself to believe that I could actually be with a woman and she not expect things of me. If you're going to get with a woman, she's going to expect things. She's going to have expectations. She's going to want you to prove yourself. You're going to have to build a certain level of trust. That's with anything. That's not even just with women. That's with any relationship you get in. You can't possibly think, even if you're going to be in a partnership, a business partnership, if you're going to be hired onto a job, you have to prove yourself. If you're going to be on a committee, you have to prove yourself. If you're going to deal with any human being, you have to prove yourself. So what's the problem with this? What's the problem with having to prove yourself? I'm not understanding. That's just the way it works. If you're going to do anything with anybody, you're going to have to prove yourself. I'm not understanding this. I'm not understanding the logic behind it. It's just, the logic sucks. They're whining because they have to prove themselves to a woman. I'm just saying, man. I'm not understanding. What's the big idea? It's been 2 hours though. I'm probably gonna break this down after a while. Anyway, I ain't watching no more video, but I understand why. What's the problem with proving yourself to anybody, to anything, anything? Anytime you're dealing with another human being, there are gonna be standards. There are gonna be expectations. That's just the way it is. Either you can meet them or you can leave that situation alone. But that's just. I'm not understanding why. I'm not understanding why that's a problem. I'm not seeing a problem here. Did I see something with Fresh and Fit? Wait a minute. I thought I saw something with Fresh and Fit. I thought I saw something with them. Let's see. I thought I saw something with them. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to. I'm not seeing the logic. I just have to. I gotta break this stuff down because. Let's see. Let's see what they say about this stuff. This might be the last one. I'm having fun, so
Bravo will be deploying on a long-term.
I'm having fun just dismantling all their logic, all their flawed logic. Their logic sucks.
Does your antiperspirant
I don't know why we have to watch the whole ad. That's annoying to me.
With Nelson,
You could be watching a 2-minute video. You have to watch a 30-second ad.
That really protects.
It's not even worth it, honestly. I prefer Twitch ads over YouTube. YouTube ads suck. They make you watch all of them. Crazy. I turn this down.
So I actually recorded a clip of you guys, especially with you, Fresh, when you were saying that
These were one of the people I wanted to go after. Let's go.
at you were talking about your ex-wife, saying that she was the perfect woman. She cooked, stupid, had sex, everything, but the child was in the way. So I want you to go more in depth because I don't understand, because you made it seem like, okay, single mom doesn't have any chance at all.
Are you a single mom?
Yes.
Okay. So
give it to her raw, bro.
All right.
Break it down for her.
Yeah. So
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear why. Never mind.
the raw uncut version is, so she's a great girl, obviously, cook, clean, did everything cool. The problem was is that like I at that age I was like 23, right?
Oh, you were young.
I didn't understand fully what it meant to be a stepdad.
Okay.
And my mom was like, "Hey, do you know what you're getting into?" I was like, I like her. Like, I'm moving with her. It's the right thing to do as a Christian, so I did it, right?
And it ain't her problem. That's not her fault. I mean, I wouldn't blame her for that.
And when I got into that situation, it was like, yo, I have to be a dad. And I was ready to be a dad. Also, as well, like, picture this. If I'm coming to America to be successful, for me personally, like, anything that's not going to help me on that path is going to hold me back. So, unfortunately, me even providing for the whole family itself and then having to, like, not grind on my business after work, take them to the park, it was holding me back. And I
mean, I can't sit there and say having a child with being a step parent would hold me back. Now, if you made a choice, that was your choice. You chose to do that, and you didn't understand what you were getting yourself into. That's not her problem.
came to America to become successful. So that's why I said,
if you came in America to be successful, I'm not judging you for the decision you made at 23 because you were 23 and you didn't know any better. But you have to understand that, I'm sure you understand this now, but when you choose a single mother, there are going to be some sacrifices that have to be made. That just comes with the territory. I don't understand the hate that people have for single mothers, though. If you know that there's things that come with it, that's cool, but why all the hate? Why all the shade?
The kid was cool, not a bad kid at all. Hopefully he's doing well today, but I just knew that I couldn't be the one to give him what he needed. So to be fair to her and to be fair to the kid,
no, I understand that part. I can understand that.
I had to leave that situation. And look, honestly speaking, maybe if I was more blue pill and I didn't care about myself, I would have stayed and still be stepped out today.
That doesn't make you a blue pill. That just makes it a choice. If you would have chose to stay, that wouldn't make you a blue pill. That wouldn't make you a red or blue pill. That wouldn't give you a title or a label. That wouldn't make you a cuck. If you chose to do that and be in her life and stay there, that would just mean it was a choice. It was just a preference. It's nothing more than that. I don't know why we bash men for dating single mothers and we bash mothers for being single mothers. I'm not understanding. I'm still not understanding the logic. I've watched, y'all seen me watch a few videos. I've watched a few of them. And I still don't understand why people have to be belittled for this choice. I'm not understanding.
But I have to understand. Look, my life, I want one life to live. So I want to be free to be successful. And I look today, we built an empire, Fresh and Fit, and now I can say I'm actually on the way to being super successful. The point is that, like,
I can admit that they are successful. I can do that, but I don't agree with the message their platform is sending. But I do agree that they are successful and they're pretty big on their platform. But hey, but again, it's choices. It's not red pill, blue pill. He just made a choice. He just. I mean, it doesn't make you a wimp for if you had stayed and been with that child. It wouldn't have made you a wimp. For all you know, you could have been more successful with her because she could have had your back on some things. You just don't know. It's just too uncertain.
For me personally, back then, that was holding me back. That whole dynamic of having to like soccer games, taking this place and that place, having to spend money for trips, like that was holding me back. And it sounds bad to say, but like I had to be selfish.
It is bad to say.
But now I'm at a better point in life, like I can have my own kids. You know what I'm saying? But back then it was a no. And then too, like, sorry to say this, that's not my kid.
I understand that, but I just don't like when people throw shade just for their own preferences, their own choices. Don't throw shade on the people. Or don't throw shade on people for, if I was Bluefield, if I was a simp, I would have stayed. I'm just saying I'm not, I wouldn't go that far.
So for me to give him the world, I personally can't do it. Because I'm looking at some other nigga in his face, and I'm like, bro, that's not my kid. And then too, in my household, if I want to have discipline, I can't really discipline him because I can't hit him. And then when I shout at him, it's like, oh, he's not your son. Don't shout at him.
It all depends on how you two choose to raise your kids. And then, like you said, you jumped in head first. You went in not knowing what you was getting yourself into. Like I've been saying, you have to talk to these women about how they want to raise their kids. They'll tell you how they want to raise their kids. If they're going to invite you into their life, I doubt they'll leave that information out. If you ask them, they probably don't tell you because they don't ask. You don't ask. We don't ask questions. We just jump in. Oh, she got a big booty, or she's pretty, or she's hot. I just want to be with her and just get together. Let's be together. I'm going to move in with her. That's backwards. You ask things. You ask questions. You try to prioritize all of that first. How you want your kids to be raised? What kind of discipline? Do you spare the rod or do you not spare the rod? How do you do things in your house? What rules and regulations do you have? Those are the things you want to know. But I understand he didn't ask that because he was 23. But at the same time, this is the point I'm trying to make. You have to look back and hold yourself accountable for your poor choice, whether you knew it was a poor choice or not. That's the only way you can grow and do better. And that's the only way you can move on in peace. Not blaming the woman, not blaming the child, not blaming anything else. My poor choice caused this. I made a poor choice. I don't care if I was 10. I don't care if I was 12. I don't care if I was 11 or 18 or 27. I made that poor choice. That was a mistake on my part. I'll be sure to not make that mistake again. That's just my point for anyone that may be listening to this.
How old was he?
He was like 3.
Oh, he was young too.
So nothing against her, nothing against the kid. Just that, like, me personally, I didn't know what I was getting into. I did it for,
and that wasn't what I was saying was not an attack on him. It's just attack for any quote unquote red pillar or whatever. Any red pillar that believes that it's okay to take a dump on single mothers. Because some people take these things and they use these messages and just crap on people and just blatantly disrespect people. And that's why I'm talking the way I'm talking, to just get people to understand that you don't have to do that. You're entitled to your own choices, to your own preferences.
To be Christian and be a good, wholesome husband, and actually live with my wife. So I need.
There's nothing wrong with that either. It's all about how you go about it.
To be married. So that's why I actually did it. I really didn't do all the like love because like I cared about her, but I didn't love her. Like, I don't.
Yeah, you needed your paper.
You can't blame the religion on that. You can't blame it on Christianity, because Christianity says love your wife as Christ loved the church. That's what Christianity says. Meaning if you didn't love her as Christ loved the church, you had no business marrying her or trying to be with her or try to do all that stuff with her. I did that before too, and I held myself accountable. If you don't see yourself loving her as Christ loved the church, let's go Bible for a second. Let's do that. If you don't see yourself doing that with her, then don't even think about marrying her. Because people get it twisted. They think, okay, I'm just going to be wholesome. They take a dump on Christianity when it's actually it's them making a poor choice. It's not Christianity, because Christianity, if you do it the way it says, it's supposed to work. It works properly when you do it the way it says. It's like rules and regulations in companies. When you go by those rules, when you follow instructions, like how to bake a cake, how to put a cabinet together, when you follow certain instructions, it goes properly. It works. It builds together. It builds solid foundations. It's supposed to work. But when you can't make choices out of ignorance and then try to blame Christianity for it. It's just not the way it works.
No, I was already a citizen.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what's funny? It's funny. People are like, especially from Barbados, you got married for pick.
And again, I'm not crapping on him. I'm just dropping my own into my own experience, my own wisdom, and the things and what I've acquired, my understanding about life, and my understanding about Christianity, how it works. Because I, even though I kind of speak kind of harshly when it comes to certain things, I do ministry, so I'm not afraid to say that. And I know how it works. I've studied it. I've taken classes. I've studied theology. I know how all that stuff works. So I'm not going to crap on Christianity when it's my poor choices. I can't blame Jesus. Okay? I'm not going to blame Jesus for the choices I've made. I'm not going to blame God. I'm not going to blame the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit leads you in the right direction. And it doesn't. So if you're going to blame all of that, if something went wrong, it's because you went wrong.
Papers, no. My mom was from New York, so I was a citizen from birth.
His mom's a U.S. citizen.
So I've been legal from the jump. I just knew personally, I didn't want to be in that situation anymore. I started to tone like this, man, because I listened to him in the car, him, Solo TV 84, King Riches.
And I did that. I don't want people crapping on Christianity. Anytime there's a shot at Christianity, I take a stand. That's just because that's just what I do.
Richard Cooper, and they started making my mind think, you know what? This is what I really want as a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm young. I want to be successful. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I'm going somewhere. Is this going to hold me back? And it did. I let that go. It wasn't easy because obviously I cared about the kid. I cared about the girl. You know what I'm saying? And, up until this day, like, I gave her the car. Hey, I bought her a car.
It doesn't make you beta for letting go. I mean, for staying. If you had stayed, it doesn't make you beta. It doesn't make you. It wouldn't have made you blue pill. I'm saying things over and over again for a reason. I'm purposely doing this. The way they say stuff over and over, I'm doing it the same way on purpose.
You keep it. That was my gift to you, saying, you know what? Things didn't work out. I'm not gonna be an a-hole and just like give you nothing. So here's that. And we divorced. She didn't ask for nothing, no money, no alimony, nothing. We divorced, and that was it. And luckily, I found a good girl that actually cared about me, and she didn't want anything from me after. But that's what it was.
Would you ever consider going back to her now that you're like successful?
Hell no. But hey, man, look, I gave her a car. She has a good lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I taught her how to but her credit. Okay, so when I met her, she had like a credit score of like 300. When I left her, it was like, damn. It was like,
I didn't even know it goes that low.
Yeah, it was. But when I left her, it was 710. So I gave her opportunity to like, hey, grow your credit. Now you can borrow money, invest, and all that. So basically, I helped her to a certain extent. Took her from the hood to a nice area. So I gave her some keys to life that will bless her. But for me to go back, nah.
Yeah. Does that answer it, kind of? Or
yeah,
that's his.
I mean, I get it. He was young. So he didn't.
His perspective. Keyword. His perspective. His. You're not a cuck if you have a different perspective.
Mention that on the show. So 23. That's very young.
I can give you like the logical reasoning why it's. So we tell guys on the podcast all the time not to date single moms or take them seriously, and the reason why
not to take them seriously. Let's hear it. Why? Let's hear it.
There's a bunch of reasons why.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna go over, I wrote down some.
Oh Lord!
Please go over. Let's go. Let's have it.
Here we go. Number one.
So number one, you have 100% responsibility with almost zero authority.
You see why? You see what I'm talking about? They all spew out the same stuff. They're all regurgitating the same information. You see how they? You know why I said what I said earlier. I say it over and over for a reason. They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing. Every red pillar, every manosphere, they all say the same stuff. No one has original content. It's all the same. Zero, no responsibility, no discipline. You can't discipline them. You have all of them are saying the same thing, guys. They're all saying the same stuff. It's all over and over and over. Every page, every content creator, I went to 3 or 4 different ones, and they're all saying the same stuff. I'm doing this on purpose, guys. It's all by design. Every red pillar says the same stuff, regurgitates the same thing. It's no original content whatsoever. No different views, no different standpoints. They're all saying the same. Everyone's saying what everybody else is saying. When Kevin Samuels was around, he was creating content. Whenever he did a stream saying something, everybody else would come back and say it. They were calling him Unc. They were calling him Godfather. They was doing all kind of stuff. He gave black men a voice. No, he did not. He didn't give me a voice. He didn't give us a voice. He did not. You always had a voice. We got to stop this, man. We got to start thinking for ourselves. I don't know when men start doing it, when start acting like this, start repeating the same, regurgitating the same stuff. Let's see if the rest of his stuff lines up with what everyone else says on the internet over and over and over and over. I see it on Facebook over and over and over and over. Everywhere you go, they're saying the same junk.
You know, at the end of the day, the kid isn't yours biologically, so you have zero rights to that child if something were to happen. So if the woman breaks up with you or leaves you,
unless y'all are married,
you've now built up rapport and love with a child that isn't biologically yours, that you have zero right to. So she can leverage that child against you and just leave, and then it's not.
If y'all are married, you're the child's legal guardian, and you can actually adopt that child, but that will put you in a situation to receive child support. But you can get custody and adopt a child that's not yours. So all these things, it all depends on what you want to do, how you want to go about it. So all these negative, I don't understand why people having a negative outlook based off when there's ways around all this stuff.
Now, the relationship breaking up is going to hurt you. And then if she has 1, 2, 3, 4 kids that you're caring for, that you're investing into, now you have no right to them. So it hurts 3 times, 4 times as hard, right? And then also on top of that,
that's not a reason for all men to avoid single mothers.
It's not in your best interest as a man to invest all your resources and time into children that quite frankly.
Why is all this man stuff going on? It's not good as a man to do that. It's they talk about women like again they talk about women for shaming. But if you do this, you're less than a man. You're not really a man. I'm sick and tired of manhood being attacked. I'm sick and tired of womenhood. It's just like it's all this stuff is dumb and flawed and crazy. All this crazy mindset. This is the worst stuff I've ever seen or heard.
Frankly, aren't yours. It's. Why are you raising another man's child when you can go ahead and have your own child?
Because they want to raise another man's child. They feel like it. Because they want to. That's why. None of your business.
Children. You know, it's just not. It's not. How do I say this? It's not the best. It's not most conducive to your personal success, and it's not the best use.
How do you know what another man's success is? The success. They might be more successful dating that woman. That woman, I mean, you don't know. You really don't know. Just because it might not be conducive to your success, don't mean it can't help another man. Don't mean that woman might be perfect for the other man.
Of your time, you're better off just finding a woman, getting with her younger.
These people have no life experience whatsoever.
Having a child with her and making sure that at least the kids are yours, because if the kids are yours, you at least have a fighting chance. Well, not even you have a fighting chance. You're still going to lose in family court regardless. You're probably not going to even get custody of your children.
Yeah. Although the system is kind of set up against guys, but it's like I said, it's all a matter of choices. Who you choose to marry, who you choose to be with. A lot of things have to be. We go into relationships and not look at what they're expecting and what's to be expected. Their ideologies, how they think, how they feel. Diving in is the problem.
But at least you'll have a sliver of right to be able to get them and be able to see them. So when the kids aren't biologically yours, you take a L. There's literally no upside to being a stepdad at all.
It can be. If y'all work it out, if y'all manage to work it, the relationship works, there can be an upside. And if you grow, you share the bond with those kids, and you grow old with that woman, those kids will look at you as their real father, and they'll come back. And when you get old, they'll probably take care of you just like your original kids would. So I'm not understanding.
There's none. So
yes, there is.
We tell guys the courts aren't designed for
those kids loving you as a father. That's a good benefit.
To win, and when the kids aren't biologically yours, the courts are 100% designed for you to lose. So it's.
I mean, let's keep going.
It's there's zero upside to being stepdad, quite frankly.
So there's no hope for me.
How old's your kid?
8.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is this.
Wait 10 more years.
Yeah, there is hope. Don't believe them.
I mean, it's not even wait 10 more years. It's no guy that's high. That's any guy that's sensible, that is higher earning and higher status. They're probably not going to take you seriously.
Why does it have to be? Why does he have to be sensible? Why does he have to why does he have to lack sense to date a single mother? I'm not understanding some of this stuff. A lot of the guys, y'all are brainwashed. Y'all can believe the stuff y'all want to, man. Experience, cold, hard experience, wisdom. These are guys that have been. How I got all this knowledge? I have a father. I have had men in my family. I've known. I grew up, and even though people want to take a dump on religion and stuff and Christianity, that's how I got a lot of the knowledge and wisdom and understanding. I had mentors that were Christians and pastors and anything in this stuff. Let me tell y'all something. I know men that are stepfathers, and the women and the kids accept them as a real father. Off the things that I've seen, off the things that I live, these guys know nothing. They don't know what they're talking about. All they do is sit on the internet and regurgitate everything that they see on the internet. I actually live life. I go out. I go to church. I go to events. I go to places. I go to movies. They say black men, I'm going to talk about too how black men dump on white women one day. I'll bring it up in another stream. When you see nothing but black couples celebrating life together, when you see nothing but love around you, all people are, everybody's just single. No one wants single mothers. I've seen countless single mothers get married. I've seen countless. The church is full of them, and they're getting married like clockwork, left and right. So I see things. It's just based on what I see, what I experience, lessons I've learned. I've lived life. I've dated single mothers. When you've actually done things and went through stuff, and actually, I have life experience. I'm 34, but I've been through a lot to be 34. And instead of being a victim and crying, I used to do that. I used to be a victim and cry, but I turned all that stuff into experience, into knowledge. I didn't count it as failures anymore. I took time out and studied women, got to know women, understood how they think, how they talk, how they act, what their expectations are. I took time out to study life and how it works. And like I said, I have a father. A lot of these things your father will tell you. And if you have, especially if he has a sense, if he's intellectual, he has any kind of sense, he's gonna educate you. He's gonna tell you all women aren't bad. It's not. You can't. He's not gonna let you sit there and cry and complain about women. I used to do that, but he's like, no, that's not the case. You have all different types of women. You just have to find one that's right for you. It's not. All women aren't bad. It's just an individual thing. You have to understand how that individual woman works and see her for who she is. It's not all women. And he'll tell you can't go through life thinking like the way these guys think. You can't go through life thinking like that, or you'll never get anything done. You'll never get anything accomplished. You're gonna spend your whole life miserable. Because men are, if you grow up with a father, he's gonna teach you how to be a problem solver. He's gonna show you how to find either try to figure out a way to solve the problem, or that's what we're learning. That's what we're trained to do as men, to solve problems. We're not built up or trained up to complain and stuff, if there's a problem, we're supposed to try to solve it. We're going to work through it, no matter how hard it gets. It might be some turbulence going on. We figure out a way to get through it and solve it. And I learned to always try to have a better, try to have that outlook on life. Try to have a positive outlook, because it's all about our mindset. Like I said, I got my father to thank for that. I get it from him. I get a lot of knowledge and wisdom. I'm still getting it, and other people, other married men, other men with families and stuff like that. So, when you actually around more positive influence, that's what you get, or around, I hang around, got a lot of older friends too, that have wisdom. So I got an old soul too. I'm 34, but I got an old soul. And yeah, I'm not. I don't view life as negative and the whole life is pain, and I'm not walking around with a victim mentality. I refuse, because my peace is more important than any of that stuff, and it's just the way it is. It's just experience and studying and stuff. But let's see what else they got to say.
And that's got to be like
your best bet.
Yeah.
Like now she's dating a guy with kids, so you can find a guy with kids as well
That's
to make it work.
Yeah.
Because think about this, right? Like you said,
I'm not saying what's wrong with that though.
Earlier.
Or no, fuck that. Get back with the baby's father, man.
He's married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Sometimes the guy moves on. Like
see how crazy they're talking. I can't live my life thinking like this.
Her baby daddy moved on with another girl, so she couldn't even go back. But in your scenario, find somebody with kids, because he understands your struggle. Because see, like I said before, I didn't really understand it.
Now, if you don't have kids and you're a man, I can understand you preferring a woman without kids. I can understand that, but I just still can't understand a man crapping on a woman with kids. I will never get past that.
On my own, so it's kind of like I'm not the best person to even be in that scenario, but he might, the guy with kids. So
and you can find a man, you could find one. It's just that you might not find the guy that you want. Like the thing is like, you know, and because I know I want a guy that makes.
No one gets who they truly. If you think about it, not even a man can get who they want. Like I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break that part down. If you're a guy, it might be a woman that you really truly want, really truly desired, and she might not even be for you. She might not be interested. She might not be she might not even have that. So you have to move on to somebody else. You may run into somebody else that you like and you want, but you originally wanted this woman before you came to the other one that you wanted, that matched you, that complimented you, and all that kind of stuff. When the further you get down in life, you realize you have to find someone that complements where you are and where you're going. It's not always about who you. It's just not that naked. I'm gonna get her because I want her. It's just not all that. It's not all that simple. Because we want things that are not always good for us. So that part, it can't stand alone by itself. It has to do with they have to fit your mode where you're going in life. Just like you might want this car, you might want a Mercedes-Benz, you might want a Rolls-Royce, you might want a Bugatti, but you might can't afford it. You might can't afford to put gas in it. You might can't afford to give it an oil change. You might can't afford the maintenance. So you have to find something else within your budget that you may like. It's still not your first choice, if that makes any sense. You really want the Rolls Royce. You really want the Bugatti. But you can't have it because you can't afford it. You really wanted this chick, but she wants a man to make $100,000 a year and you're not making that. So you have to find someone that fits your mode. It's not your first choice, but it's let's just be realistic. It's not your first choice, but they fit your mode and fit where you're going. And I'm not disrespecting, I'm not meaning any disrespect to a woman by saying that. It's just being realistic.
It's a certain amount of money, 100 grand a year, 6 feet tall, good looking, whatever it may be. You can find a man to be a strong stepfather. There's nothing wrong with being a stepfather. You know, I'm just saying, like, on a balance of probabilities, it's not in your best interest. But there are plenty of average men that will be happy to take you on as a wife and take on your son and be a stepfather.
Yeah, we've seen your booty, so you good to go.
You could do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the thing is that many women have very high standards, man. And quite frankly, the older you get, you know.
Oh yeah, these guys were caught DMing single mothers, by the way. They were caught online DM. It was funny. I saw a stream on that. That was hilarious. The same guys that tell you to stay away from single mothers, they got caught trying to pay a woman to pay a single mother to bang. Just want y'all to think about that for a second.
Oh, and the more children you have, the less negotiating power you have to get these types of men and lock them down. They might have sex with you casually.
They'll have fun.
They'll have fun, but they won't lock you down. So, you know, I would say maybe knock the standards down a bit. And I know you
just like Tommy Sotomayor was telling black men to stay away from black men. I mean, stay away from black women. But every time you look up, he has a new black baby mama.
might fight me on that, but
or
what do you got, Chris?
Or some cats and dogs. Or
Stay away from single mothers. Stay away from single mothers. But every time you look up, some of these guys are getting other women pregnant over and over and over. Sounds rather hypocritical.
Or
good,
Die alone.
Yeah.
Investing. Buy a dog and die alone. Have you heard that before anywhere? Where have you heard that before, guys?
Chewy, guys.
I would say there's not. Listen, the average man in the United States makes about $50,000 a year, 5'8".
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
5'8".
Yeah.
I'm 5'10".
Well,
you're 5'10".
Yes.
No, you're not.
I am.
Yeah, she's pretty
Yeah, she was pretty
Hold
tall.
up.
bro. This
Oh my goodness.
Hold up. Hold up.
We'll have a high complex.
Yes.
No way.
Okay. Okay. I guess. Okay. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. She does got you by like an inch, bro. Yeah.
Hold
She
on.
does got you by like an inch.
Hey. Turn around. Turn around. Ooh.
Okay. There you go. I know
okay.
some dudes in the chat are gonna be like, oh, I'll be the baby daddy. I'll be the baby daddy. I'll be the baby daddy.
Hold on, though. I'm taller.
I don't see anything that's wrong with her. I mean, she's decent looking. She's a good looking lady. I don't see anything wrong with her.
With heels, I'm like 6'2".
Okay.
Then you're telling me if it's heels. Mark.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Would you date a
96%
single
no.
mother seriously? We got
here.
98% said no. 3% said maybe.
Yikes.
And then
I agree.
1% said yes.
Ooh.
I wouldn't have
So
said.
here's
Yeah.
the thing. So what you want a man that's what 6'3"
Yes.
and $100,000 a year?
Well, she's 5'11", so I mean, I can understand why she wants a 6'3" man.
I mean, not really 100, like maybe 80.
80. Okay.
Maybe.
Well, you're looking for
Living
a guy.
in Miami, you know how it is.
Here's the thing.
That's realistic considering where they live, where Miami, because some states require you to make a certain amount based off because the cost of living is high. Cost of living is through the roof, and a lot of people make more in other states depending on your occupation.
You're looking for a guy in like the top 5%.
Right.
Because so let's do the math. About 14% or so of men are 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
That's just 6
Especially
feet.
in Miami, it's like they're like
And even less.
5'8". Yeah.
So to find a man that's 6'3", you're already talking about a 2-3% man. Now
include single.
Single.
Ready to mingle.
Is ready to mingle. Then let's add in, is he attractive enough?
Yeah.
Right. I can tell you're picky on looks. Then let's
He don't really know that for sure. He just said it.
add in the fact he needs to make $80,000 a year.
Yep. You gotta settle.
You know what? When you stood up, I think you changed the chat's mind.
See?
As I say in the wagon, I'm ready to
guys,
follow.
you know why I did that? I want you to see the full package. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if that's why he did it.
telling you, bro, some niggas will.
Yeah, some guys will still
They'll do it for you. Yeah, they will.
Some guys will take you on. I'm just saying, like, if you want a guy to commit to you, take you seriously, and be ready to take you on.
And actually, she'll probably date a man that's shorter. She'll probably do that. A lot of women say things. I prefer a guy like this, and that, but they wind up dating somebody that's not that. And some of them do have preferences, and they're legit, and they'll stick with their guns on it. But if you, some of them are willing to compromise. If they can, you can show them that they're safe and secure with you. There are a lot of them that say they want tall men, but wind up still dating me. So. I was not a lot of women's original preference, but you know, they'll still choose if you satisfy their expectations.
As a wife and take care of your son,
Yeah.
you're gonna have
Daughter.
to settle. Daughter, sorry.
Daughter.
You're gonna have to settle with a guy that may not be 6'3" and attractive and making $80,000 plus a year. We got our boy Fortune Vieira here.
Thank you again, brother.
Witness competition anxiety for 13 years when Latin dancing. Asked a girl to dance and watch the eyeballs turn. See you, bros, in Miami tomorrow.
Cool.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Cool.
But yeah, that's what I would say. I mean,
Thank you
just
for
from
answering my question.
yeah, that's just from like a very painful and pragmatic side. But there's plenty of guys
Yeah.
that would be happy to be stepfathers. Like
A lot.
yeah, they don't watch us. They're like, yeah, I'll do it.
Exactly. Plenty of guys.
Hell, you got a bunch of guys here. They're probably gonna send you. Look, yeah,
That
what you
ass.
think?
Damn.
So
what
yeah,
you think?
they're gonna shoot their shot. So yeah, guys, go ahead and shoot your shot because I know some.
Yeah, I wouldn't shoot my shot over that, but not over a chat thing on a show. That's kind of tacky. But I think that's all I was going to talk about. So I'm going to prove my point. I think I said I was going to say on this topic, and I was going to do one dealing with how black men prefer white women and how they take a dump on black women concerning that. But we'll get into that one. It ain't gonna be today though. It ain't gonna be today. I got other things I'm trying to do and take care of. We'll get into that later. Probably tomorrow or day after or whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream because I gotta get my butt off here, man. I gotta take care of some business. Oh yeah, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I appreciate that. But I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do some more content concerning this, and then I'll upload it to my Terrell Speaks on YouTube. It's gonna be on my Terrell Speaks channel because Twitch, I think they delete these streams after so often. But I recorded it and it'll be on YouTube once it's done. Once it vanishes or whatever. But I'll probably upload it tonight though. But yeah, I hope y'all have a good day, man. I gotta go take care of some stuff. I'll catch y'all later, man. Appreciate y'all.